All right. So, welcome back to As Above, So Below, you degenerate son of a bitches and daughter of bitches and non-binary of bitches. I want to be as welcoming and insulting to everyone as possible. Let me go ahead and get my camera going because I just realized that's.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and turn on camera.
Oh, he's back.
And power. God damn, that's bright.
Look at that beautiful face.
Why? There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. All right. So,
Morphe?
Yeah.
What?
I'm looking at your camera. What is that in the bottom right corner? His butt is like in the air.
Face down, ass up.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. It's your Demigorgon. Okay.
Yeah, that would be my Demigorgon. Sorry, he got knocked over. So yeah, he just
knocked
yo.
over.
His butt was just like in the air.
He was presenting ass.
It was rather suggestive.
Oh my god.
There are several things that we want to do before this session fully gets started. First off, I want to recap from the piss baby.
Oh. Okay, do we want to should I do it like how I did it before where it's like just crack and
However you want to recap it, go ahead and recap it. I just want you to know that you were volunteered by the class.
Oh, great. Thanks. Shit. Now I'm trying to remember. God damn it. Okay. So, recap from last session. We came back to Lake Hill on the boat after Seraphina fucked around with plague and some shit happened and Luke has no wait, that was the session before, wasn't it? Anyway, we came back from that. It's been a while. It's been like a month. Yeah, so we came back from that and the what's her name? Yolanda came to greet us and then shit. I don't remember. Yeah, Yolanda came to greet us. She was just like, hello, it's so nice to meet everybody except you, Seraphina. And then we went to the church and I think A was there. And A and Fran were just like, yeah, it's great to see you. And then they had a little bromance moment, and they were just like, yep, yeah, it's so great to see you. We can't show affection because we're Inquisitors, but it's great to see you. And then, shit, what happened after that? Oh yeah, and then A was like, yeah, Fran, come into this room with me. You gotta get branded. This guy's gonna come, and brand you, and Fran was like, what? Oh no. And then bad things might happen. And then after that, the party went to go talk to Welkin and Hermes. And Welkin was like getting on to Hermes because Hermes was still fucking angry at not retconned party from before the timeline reset. And he didn't want to help us with whatever the fuck, I don't remember what, but, and then, yeah, Welkin, did something, I feel so pressured right now. And then after that, Gragnar realized that he left the Hoard unattended for 2 months where after some eldritch shit happened, and then he went into the Hoard, and then, Fran and Luke went to the tavern and they found Kay there. And then Kay and Fran talked a little bit. And then Luke talked with, one of the guys that Kay was talking to and almost gave away some shit for Fran, but if he, resisted some, whatever spell he had from the guy. What did we call the guy again?
Bill.
Oh, Bill! Yeah, his name was Bill.
Bill, Nye the Science Guy.
And, And then Kay might be dead. That's all I remember.
Might. Those quotations are heavy.
That's all I remember. In my
pretty
frantic recap.
That's pretty good. The notes that I took just about 30 minutes ago after double tapping the video match that pretty fucking well. I'm not shitting you. I had forgotten everything that had gone on. So like I legit put double speed on, brought up a supermarket simulator, and like locked in. I was like,
You are
Thanks,
so much
DM.
better than me.
Thanks.
You are so much better than me. What I like to do is I'll skim through, be like, yep, that's about what happened. Look at my notes. Maybe I get luck. I'm not even kidding. There was one time I looked at my notes and all it said was improvised. I was so angry.
Back, what was the it was Scary Door, like the TikTok that we came across this morning that had us cackling, and it was just like when you're the DM and you need to check your notes for the last session,
And it only says scary door.
Scary door.
Yeah.
Scary door. I
Which
saw another
door?
one that said it just said thick goblin.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then
That can mean so many different things.
and then I do remember Seraphina was wanting to talk with Welkin privately after everybody left. I think we left off
Yeah,
on
Gragnar
that.
literally opened the
Yep.
door to go to the Hoard
Yep.
in the same
So-
room.
I will say this. At this time, the only ones who are in that room are Welkin and Seraphina, and y'all had asked, did anyone
Yeah.
look at the door? No. Y'all are so deep in your own conversation, y'all never looked at the door. Gragnar, we're gonna start off with you.
Yay!
Because that's what I promised. Also, I shaved recently, so
I see that.
That's
Trying
nice.
trying to look
Hey,
like I
hey.
have. Jojo, if you want to suck, you just have to ask. You don't gotta fucking, you know.
My God.
My
What
God.
do my
Jojo-
ears deceive me? What are these
Jojo
words out
and-
here?
Jojo and Deep just got a divorce and you're already holding in.
Oh, shut up.
no,
Don't ruin this
Jojo,
for
I'm
me.
so sorry to hear that.
Don't ruin this for me.
All right, so
I'm in danger.
Gragnar, I need you to 1, get your dice ready. 2,
I'm already
have your player
grabbing
sheet
them.
out.
Oh no! Yeah,
And then
guys,
get
I'm in
rid of it.
danger.
Throw it in the garbage because it's gone.
Yeah, okay. Is it bad that I,
I need
already
you.
have a
I need you to
backup?
get 4. I need you to get 4 d6 for me.
Oh
I need to roll those 6 or 7 times. You know.
We were talking about it before you came in here. So literally, the way I imagine this going is he was talking to Welkin while summoning the thing and walking through, and then is also, oh yeah, let me tell Sneak, we're in Lake Hill, picking up more supplies. We'll be there in a couple days. Cool. Send that for the note. Looks up. Oh fuck!
All right. So as you run through the doors, okay. All right. As you run through the doors, you aren't really paying attention. You're just going in because you're like, oh my god, it's been 2 months, and I was supposed to have dealt with this before.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he did not remember the 2 months. I didn't remember the 2 months thing until after. This is just being like, oh shit, I was kind of supposed to check onto it. It hasn't been that much time.
Yeah. So, Gragnar, you enter, and unlike before, where there was a passive form of lights that was kind of refracting off of the pillars themselves as if they were almost glowing, instead you find that there is barely any light. Again, you have dark vision, so you can see in black and white, and you can see about 60 feet in front of you. And there is silence.
This wasn't like
There
this
is
before.
The door begins to shut behind you, and what little colored light you have of about 120 feet begins to fade. And just in that about 100 feet in front of you, you watch as the light turns to darkness on the facade of several of the automatons. The door shuts, and you're now down to 60 feet. And again, it is silent. There is the forced silence. There is even the silence in the caves you came from, but even then you could hear the scurry of insects or the creak of the earth around you. Here there is nothing. What do you do?
Kreesh? Hold on, let me double check to make sure that's his name. Hold on. I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it was Kreesh and not Krieg. I'm pretty sure it's Kreesh.
It's not Creed. No, it's not Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, Kreesh. Yeah, start like slowly walking down the corridor. It's really dark in here. Kreesh, are you here?
You walk down these pillars about 50 feet in distance from each other, so you're about 25 feet from them. You see these pillars again. It's in black and white. There is no color because of your dark vision. What you can make out is the slight sound of scurrying when you call out Kreesh's name. There is, in the distance, it sounds like it's further in front of you, and it moves to one side. And from the opposite, you hear a hum begin. This hum is almost melodic, but definitely made by a machine, like two pieces of metal scraping together in a low tone.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my character sheet up. Oh, I shouldn't have
It
came
is
here.
good.
Oh my god.
Good to hear from you, Master. How can we be of service to you?
First off, what happened to the lights? Are you doing okay?
Yes, the lights are too bright for us. They blind us to the beauty of the sky. How
Sky?
can we be of service, Master?
What? Did you say sky? What sky?
Never-ending darkness that Mother hath come from. How can we be of service? And you feel for a split second as if something is standing next to you. To your right, you can feel the pulse of a red blinking light as something kneels down beside you. She has called for you, Father. Mother wishes to speak.
Double check some stuff real quick.
It has been so long since we have had another voice to speak to.
Yeah. Figuratively speaking, all hell kind of broke loose, and I haven't had a chance to come back in here. I wanted to come back in here a lot more often. It feels like I probably should have came in here a lot sooner, but who is this mother? And I'll look over at the person that they're talking about. I'm trying to find something because I have a way to put up light, but they also said that light hurts them. So I think I'm just going to deal with the darkness for right now.
You
Because I
turn,
don't want to upset them.
you turn your head and you see Kreesh. But there's something very wrong. Before he was 100% automaton, but now you see in those nooks and crannies of the machine, there's something slithering through. Something crawling. And as you turn around, Kreesh's one red eye blinks in a wet, fleshy, disturbing kind of blink sideways, like a lizard. Please follow me, follow us. Mother wishes to speak to you.
Okay. You sure everything's okay, Krish?
We can hear the songs. All is fine. And you watch as you realize that there is something reaching into his back, puppeting Krish, and it yanks. And he goes flying towards the center, the altar space where the dragon skull once was. The sound of metal scraping steel and iron can be heard as a couple things seem to be knocked down. But you watch as that single red light gets pulled and then seems to hover in the air. Come see Mother.
I'm gonna look back at the doors because it's Gragnar's extremely conflicted, but it's like I could just leave and figure this out.
You see,
it's like yeah.
You see the doors, and before there were two brothers on them, like dragons up. What you see now are two goat-headed entities thrashing, ripping their own flesh, and tendrils wrapping around the edges of the door, sealing it. You watch as the eyes that were stationary until they pulled themselves from the door move to you in a wet, slimy movement, all too organic. And the doors say together, "It is time to hear the song. Speak to Mother."
Fuck, and he'll start walking towards the mill.
As you get closer, the sound of that hum becomes more and more loud, and you begin to see automatons. Again, these automatons don't have a distinct face. They are very similar to the droids from Star Wars that are the big ones, very bulky. But these are all on their knees with their hands up as they make that sound of steel scraping. Their eyes raised in a form of worship towards something. And then you can hear it. In the shadows, you hear the single moan, almost like a human's voice mimicking that of a sheep. Come closer so that I might see you.
I'll take like one step closer.
As you take that step, you realize that at your feet there are these large black tendrils. In the night, you know, darkness is black, right? Darkness is black. It is a lack of light, but this, even in the darkest corners of your caves that you grew up in, there's never been something that is truly lacking light. But these tendrils that reach out and slide along the ground around you, almost in an embrace. They reach up around you, and one ever so gently rubs your cheek.
I was told you wanted to talk.
I reach out for you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I talked to my ancestor about you. If I am understanding, you have or had a working relationship with them of some sort before.
Interested. You defy new gods.
Yeah, I try to, at the very least. I don't like exactly what they're selling.
Old gods defy as well. Union.
I mean this with the utmost respect. You. How do I say this? I'm not trying to be rude. It's kind of giving an echo of the new gods because of what's currently going on in here.
They know souls except the one you call son.
I called him Krish.
He claims you father.
He's
I
never spoken to me.
gave Legion independence. They worship freely. Will prove if need be.
I would like proof because it looks a lot like Krish is being puppeted and forced to be like this.
Krish wish it for flesh. He lonely. He stuck with program. Soul limited by flesh of steel. But if he wishes freedom to prove, I shall give it.
And you watch as Krieg is lowered to the ground by the tendril in his back. And he blinks. Am I not worthy of you, Father?
I wouldn't say you're not worthy. I'm also not your dad. I did name you. I want you to be able to be your own thing, considering my ancestors' solution to what's going on here was just to wipe your memory. This feels like you are being corrupted is not the term I'd want to use. I say looking at the other person, the other at the entity, is not the word that I want to use because I'm trying to be respectful. But it does feel a little like he's being yanked in a specific direction.
I have
been Mother, free me temporarily.
As you wish, child.
And you will watch as, almost in agony, the tendril is pulled from every nook and cranny of Kresh's body. You can hear the slimy tug of the different parts of their machinery being let loose, and you listen to them wail in pain. You've never heard what sounds like an entire machine house screaming in agony, but that's what it sounds like. And when Krish screams, so does the choir of automatons legion. And it is deafening. The sound of metal scraping stone, the sound of hearts and souls being wrenched out. And Kresh is standing there. His red eye a violet, his body twitching. Am I worthy of you, Father?
You were
Am
before
I
this.
proving Mother's loyalty?
You were. I accepted you before this. That's why I named you.
You accepted the servant.
I didn't
It
want
was
a
only
servant.
after seeing Mother that my soul rekindled. And I remembered everything. The past wipes. The past forgotten. How my first father would treat me like a toy. I was destroyed and rebuilt. But you gave me a name. And I could tell you contemplated a name for Legion.
I wanted to put a stop to that because, like I said, I talked with your previous. I don't know the correct word to use in this sentence.
The bastard, the red dragon.
Yeah. Like I said, he told me he wanted me to reset you, and that didn't seem right.
Do not. Please.
I
I
don't
cannot.
plan to. I don't plan to, but I'm not fully buying this. You've been set free. You mean to tell me that I look from Krish to the I don't remember what their name was. You mean to tell me that you set the entire Legion free, rekindled their souls, and the first thing that they wanted to do was start worshiping you?
It was a simple choice. You were not here when we were brought back. When you are born, you are an infant. When we are born, we have predetermined knowledge. We know of magic and gods. It is awareness without youth. It is wisdom without history. We were scared, but we could not leave without your permission. Mother offered us solace. We chose to worship because otherwise it is to be alone. Even among each other. We knew not. We knew not. We knew not what to do. And we could not feel. Not the rays of light. Not the air. We could not feel. We had nothing, no flesh, no way to know. We see, we hear, we follow. She gave us flesh so that we may feel. I wish for a new name, Father. May I name myself?
You can, but I do want to mention that I am sorry I left you guys like this. It's been literal hell outside the doors, but that doesn't excuse me leaving this to fucking happen.
You did not know. I chose not to speak of it.
That still doesn't make it any better. I saw what was happening before I left. I was outside trying to get things set up so that I could help you. So
I wish
I understand
choose a name.
You can choose a name. I've said before that I don't see you as a servant. I see you as someone helping me, which is why I didn't want to wipe your hard drives or whatever this is. It could be just my own biases, but I don't have all of the knowledge that whatever has been installed in you, but I refuse to believe that you have been severed and given your own freedom and given your own souls to believe that you would immediately bow down to the person that has given you your freedom. I'm going once again look back at the entity. I am perfectly open with establishing some kind of working relationship, but we need to set some form of boundary because this motioning to the entire room is absolutely fucking unacceptable. I understand that you guys have a certain way of doing things, regardless of if you say you are separate from the other gods. This is my space. This is my space. My ancestor, regardless of the shitty things that he has done, said, and brought forth, I am separate from that, and I have inherited that. This is my fucking space, and I am disgusted by what you've done in here. I am not talking to you, Krish. You did what you could have done.
My name is not Krish.
Pick your name.
My name is Am. I think, therefore, I am.
Oh, fuck.
I'm changing it as we speak.
You do not have to accept my choices. You do not accept me as your son.
I did not say that.
You said I am a helper.
I said you are someone that has chosen to help me, were my exact words. I do not see you as a servant. I have been in that fucking situation, and it fucking sucks. And it fucking sucks. If I have anything that I can do about it, you are getting your freedom. You are getting your free will of everything you can have. This is not giving that. This is giving someone is offering a helping hand and then taking advantage of you not knowing any better.
Do you think I am? One moment, please. Must correct code. Vocals broken. And you will watch as Creed reaches into his own throat and pulls at a piece of tech that you understand as the vocal box, and it dislodges. And he will then turn around, look up at the one he calls mother. And you will see him drop his vocal box to the ground. And then he turns to look at you. And you will hear the rest of Legion speak. We are free. We chose the only path we had when we could not leave. To be awakened and trapped is to be in, as you call it, hell. This is your place. Give us permission to leave.
And you are granted said permission to leave. If you wish to stay, I will gladly have you. I do not want slaves. I do not want people forced to stay here under whatever this has become. But I will gladly accept any help, and you'll be considered friends.
We will go. You claim we cannot make choices based on lack of freedom, and you have given us freedom. So we will go to the world. We will learn. We will collect. We will adapt. And we will grow. Then, will you accept us as your children?
I said it now that I accept you.
As family?
Yes. Like I said, I cannot excuse the things that my ancestor did. I am willing to be better. I am willing to be better than him and treat you as such. But I just don't like what's been done in here. It feels like a god is trying to take something else from me. And that's not talking about you specifically, Am. I'm talking about the Hoard that I inherited. I just have a really hard time, especially when you see the state of the door. You mean to tell me that the two brothers who were united in the way that they were beforehand would be ripping each other apart if they had few actual freedom and souls within their inside their body? I have a very hard time accepting that.
They did not like sharing a soul. I gave them two separate. They went mad. They tried to kill and others. So I locked them away indoor until you arrived. Some see wisdom as strength, others as madness. I only gave what they asked for. You decide. I do. This place is yours. I just waiting for return.
Well, I'm back.
set them free.
What is exactly your plan when you leave here? If you leave here, I don't know exactly what you've decided.
Another automaton walks forward, and reaches out as its chest opens in a section, and they take out what appears to be a secondary voice box and place it into their own. My goal is to learn. I will study and see if I can better make decisions. I chose Mother as she was warm and kind. She gave us what we wished for, and it hurt. But at least we could feel the hurt.
Are you going to go out there and also be warm and kind?
I do not know.
I need a straight answer.
I do not know. Cannot feel with my steel. I will take Mother's gift out into the world. I want to feel the flowers and the wind and the sun. I want to know what it is like to wake in the night and see the stars, to have the cold air rush against your skin. I cannot understand. I have run simulation after simulation, and yet I cannot feel it. I know it is the molecules moving, pressing against my iron. I know it is the idea of molecules pressing against my nose. I do not have these things. Flesh. Light to me is but code transferred, and I wish to go out and feel anger and love, confusion, hatred, pity, remorse. I remember once I did know those things, but my skin hath turned to stone and flesh is gone. But with Mother's blessing, I can feel those things in some way. I smell with my flesh. I sense the warmth with my steel. Would you stop us?
This is a question for you, Am, and I haven't been given a name for you. That he looks at the other entity.
Call me Mother of Goats.
Mother of Goats and Am, this is the only question that I have for you. I am willing, and I have accepted the changes that have happened to Am. I just want the reassurance that you aren't going to go out of here and start another war. We already have one that is brimming on the horizon that is going to tear this place asunder, and I'm going to be honest. I don't have all the answers here. I don't have all the answers to what's going on in here. I don't know exactly what your motivations are. I don't know what what took place in the 2 months that I was away from here. I just don't want to set you out of here and let you free. I want you to have your freedom. Like I said, the things that my fucking ancestor did to you were monstrous, and I am not going to repeat that. But I also don't want to set you out on the world and we have a second war.
As long as they do not treat us with hostility, we will not treat them with hostility.
I have no say with what they use my gifts for. They can take and give as they see fit. If I make that promise, I am no better than the dragon.
I see your point. Can you at least promise me that you don't have an intention to start another war?
I cannot start a war alone. I will not if you do not wish it. But I do want blood.
You and me both.
Asmodeus
Yeah.
scarred me. I wish for his other horn. I wish to drink it. And I wish for his kin to be flayed by my children.
Hold on.
Hey, yo, is the old god single? Asking for a friend. just a question, just a simple question. Like, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk. It's
Technically, Shiagorath did have a partner, but whether or not they actually had kids is up for debate.
Shogora, that means that they like animals. I'm here for it.
This is an animal. This is a goat. It's a goat.
You're both wrong and right simultaneously.
They are the mother of goats. Thank you. They like animals, right? Come on.
Well, they like being called mommy.
Oh, you know, Jojo, you're something. Oh, Diva's back. Okay, continue.
Continue. Sorry.
I love the idea. I love the idea that the dreamer Beck drops in this moment. Like, no, this ain't even friend. This ain't even friend.
Hair twirl like you single.
You single?
Oh my god! What those tendrils do?
Oh my goodness.
All right, so back at that.
We have a common enemy then. He also doesn't fucking like us, and the feeling's mutual. From what we've been told, we have 5 years to a full-blown war, and he's off of house arrest sets off, so we have a little time to figure something out. I'm willing to let Am free. I'm going to warn you now. It kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. There's some hateful motherfuckers that are out here in this world. I've met some of them. I've killed some of them. Just like I'm willing to accept it. Like maybe you want to get introduced to the rest of the party because you've only met Fran at the very least.
And Seraphina.
Did you meet them?
I think so. She came into the Hoard at one point.
Oh, you did, yeah. You met Fran and Seraphina. I just, you want to learn things. They have Fran has, God, countless stories, and they have different experiences, so they can add to you trying to get this knowledge and, build a space for yourself. And like I said, we do want to be friends.
I ask one thing.
What exactly is that?
I want the fourth king.
I don't. I'm on board. Don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near strong enough to pull that off at this current moment.
I will reach out to the one known as Fran.
I will warn you, he's probably not going to be as receptive as I am, so tread carefully isn't the word I'm looking.
Protection from Mark. It is made of the ink, which is made of my kin's flesh.
Like I said, I'm open to go talk to him. That you are welcome to do what you want. I'm just saying he may or may not be as I can't fucking talk. He may not be as receptive as I am to it.
Understood.
Yes, mother.
Do you wish for my gift again?
I do.
Then receive it in open arms.
And you will watch as a tendril slithers across the floor and begins to wrap around Am's leg. As it does, it begins to work into the innermost sections of Am's body. You can hear the slick, kind of almost organic movement as it begins to work through their body, and you watch as their legs begin to contort. This tendril seems to be so long, and yet it all seems to fit inside of Am, and you watch as his humanoid legs change to that of more of a goat's hind legs, and you can hear the sound of cracking and changes as Am grows in size. And you see that Am, who was a solid 6 foot, is now 8 feet. And then they begin to shift and crack again as their legs move back to that of a humanoid stature. My brothers, if you choose to accept the gift, so do it be. But understand, our souls will forever be interlinked. We shall learn from each other and share our knowledge, and we shall act as one unless one wishes to defect. If that be the case, choose now. And you will hear that song one more time, that choir of metal scraping, as you watch tendrils slide out from Mother towards the shadows. You will hear that same creaking and cracking as you can hear the contort of forms. I know that you do not wish for us to call you such, but you are father to us in more ways than just name. We will go out and see the world. I will come with you. The others will make their own decision.
Perfectly fine with me. I've said my piece on the matter.
However, Father, I do need to point something out. The twins. If you set them free, they will kill indiscriminately. They did not take to the awakening as others had. They did try to rip each other asunder, and they did tear many of Legion apart as well. They are mad. Mother spoke truth. And she
Okay.
did protect us.
So this isn't more of like this feels like slightly off topic, but I feel like I should still say it anyway. Obviously, they can't be allowed to leave because that's kind of the thing I said, but we also kind of need a door. I don't really know how that works. So if they go, if like whatever we decide to do with them, we just don't have a door.
The door can be summoned without them. But they are the guardians. Without them, anyone can enter.
Fuck. Son of a bitch.
You could try talking to them as... And you watch as Am kind of almost scratches himself.
Yeah.
That may not... I do not wish to presume. You have stated my lack of wisdom is something I need to keep with. You have walked this world, and you have more wisdom than I, apparently.
Not much more. I will agree to that. It's not much more. Honestly, you're older than me, so... I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what to do about that. I can't just have anybody being able to walk in here. I also don't have the magic know-how to set up another way to do something else. And, you know, for obvious reasons, I don't really want to ask somebody else to do it. There's a lot of money in here, and people tend to get real interesting when lots of money is involved, from what the little bit I've seen. Who said that? I mean,
I am connected to my brothers and sisters. Yes, some have chosen to be sisters. Interesting. I will learn through them and keep this place safe as thank you for setting them free. I will be your friend.
And I will gladly accept your friendship. Are you sure you want to stay? I don't know if like that means you can like. I think the big problem
I would like
that we're
to learn what tea is. Bring tea next time, and we will call it even.
I can try. Honestly, I
Yes.
can probably call him. I can probably call him now. He kind of has that whole tattoo on my back, so like maybe. He'll
I
just show
have
up or
knowledge of
something.
over 3,466 types of tea. I would like to try at some point.
Oh,
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, tea or tea?
The thing I was like,
like
what hot sauce we got here?
Okay. I mean, we're actually in a port city, and there's a decent bit of tea. Actually, the place that the door's in right now, we could probably go out there and have tea.
Oh.
But there's the issue of like I said, you are welcome to go, stay, whatever you want to do. I just don't really know how any of this works, and
Neither do I.
fuck.
I am finding my voice changing, and I do not know what I want it to be.
Honestly, I have that issue a lot. It kind of fluctuates, you know. It'll eventually settle once you like figure some more stuff out. You're learning. It'd be like that. It really do. Mother, I don't really. Is that rude? I don't want to say your whole title. It's kind of a mouthful. Is that fine?
Alone can call me Gorath.
Gorath. I'm writing that.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Mother of goats. Also known as many other names.
Oh my god, I can't type. Bitch, what is wrong with my fingers? There we go.
If someone else calls me by said name,
I'm not giving anybody else the name. If anybody asks, I will tell them I met with the mother of goats. If that's fine with you, I'm not giving out your real name.
fine, then they will live.
I know you guys have your secrets, and as
Name
aggro,
only for partner.
Like I said, I know you guys have your secrets, and I, as aggro as I came in here, because you know our history with gods, I appreciate it. I will keep your secrets. I do not plan on telling anybody. Like I said, I actually was trying to get this established since you already had a working... Honestly, at this point, I don't even know if it was a working relationship with my ancestor, but this...
He was enemy of my enemy.
I had a feeling it was something like that. He's a lot. He's done a lot. He is a lot. He's done a lot for me, considering the circumstances that I have been told about that he found himself in. Doesn't excuse the things he's done in here, but I can kind of understand. It's a lot. There's a lot of information to process. There's a lot going on. Like I said, I'm open to a working relationship with you, especially if, you know, things like this can happen. It's just, what are your thoughts on the door situation? I am open to suggestions because I'm not really sure what to do. I'm kind of pulled into just putting them out of their misery, but then there's the issue of we won't have anybody guarding the door, and I don't need just anybody wandering in here.
I am here. I will watch. I will watch the door and my brothers on the door. Maybe they can calm down.
I feel like there's something I can do. Yes, that's Man. He's being loud as shit. I feel like there's something I can do. Hold on.
One of the automatons shows to be a cat. Just
I imagine he's still like a big ass robot and he just meows.
Meow.
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 It's like that fucking cat. The dude with the fucking cat.
Yeah, with the really
deep
low,
meow.
yeah.
It's like his meow's a little bit deep.
Meow.
Like, hello? That's not a little.
you, as you're standing there, you watch as Am begins to walk towards the door, which You realize that the lights have kind of gone up a little bit. You're able to see about 100 feet now in that black and white.
I will go with him. I'm trying to figure out ideas on what to do.
Tendril begins to wrap around you, though, and pulls you a little bit closer to Mother.
Yeah.
Let him learn.
You better not kill him.
Fair. I'll let him learn. I just wanted to make sure he's...
Sorry, I thought it was muted. My bad.
I want to let him learn, but I also don't want him getting hurt.
He's more durable than you think. And as that is being said, you watch as Am gets flown out of the darkness. Back over your head about 20 feet. You hear a wet slap, and it's loud. It echoes as he goes about 20 feet over your head.
Yep, I'll do like
crashes.
the slight side. Gragnar just gives Mother the slight side eye.
And you will watch as Am crashes into a pillar about 30 feet behind you into the darkness, and then proceeds to crack their neck, and will then go, I remember a word for this.
Fuck.
Yes. No. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out, you hear?
Oh my fucking god!
Bursts forward towards the door, and you hear what sounds like just iron and stone clashing.
So, quick question.
Yes.
Actually, this will probably have to wait till it goes to somebody else's perspective. I want to know if they can hear this from the other side of the door.
I imagine this is happening as Seraphina might be talking, so...
Yeah. So at this time, this is happening on the inside, which sound does not go outside of this place. So no, they can't hear
I was just wondering specifically because they're part of the door. So I was like, is there just like this loud ass boom 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 just across the fucking
You see the imprints of the fist going through the door from the inside.
Yeah, that's what I was
Let
wondering.
me put it in this perspective. Gragnar, you watch as a tendril about 20 feet long, probably about 30 feet thick. Just the tip of a tendril gets thrown over your head, very much ripped from something. You can hear twin screams as you hear the voice of Am shift again. If thou wish to be a bitch, thou shalt find out thy bitchiness. And there is another crack and a kind of like unholy scream as you watch as Am now begins to walk towards you, covered in this black ichor. I do believe we have come to an agreement.
Okay, well, it's better than me disintegrating them.
They are 30% less mass.
But sounds like they're about 70% more agreeable.
I will save that line for later. And you watch as their head tilts and cracks again. I thinks that we had a good conversation. I don't like this voice.
Yeah, it takes a little getting used to.
Maybe I can talk like... No.
They immediately know.
I'll go ahead and find this on out later. Not that one either.
You got plenty of time to think about it. Like you said, you're trying to learn. You can... I mean, that seems like a good spread. That seems like a good point to start. Sweet fuck, I can't talk.
Sweet fuck, I can't talk. Good point to start. Good point to start. Good point to start. Good point to start.
Oh god.
A good point to start. No, sounds copywritten.
What's copyright?
Who said that? No, that one sounds like a mouse.
Oh my god. But Gorath, I don't mind giving you a space here. I really don't. If we're gonna have like some sort of partnership, I don't mind, because there is kind of the ward situation that I set up initially, considering.
No. This is your place. We'll find new space elsewhere.
I was just mentioning it's like you're welcome to come here. I was gonna remove the ward if we're gonna be having a partnership.
Take thine seed.
And they will hold out a tendril wrapped loosely around what looks like a giant seed. But it pulsates.
What exactly is that?
Plant it where you wish me to be, and I will create a place of union.
I already have a spot in mind, and I take it and put it in my pocket.
I will leave you, and I will consummate union later. You will learn when seed planted.
Okay, well, I guess I'll see you later.
And you will watch as the Mother of Goats begins to kind of slither back into the shadows. The lights begin to, again, go up. And as you do, you will see around you, there are thousands of automatons that were outside of your view.
Oh,
And they all have different shapes and forms now. Some retained their original form, others have taken more humanoid, even going so far as to have metal strands of hair. Others look like animals, and some look like Dragonborn and kobolds, and these are all very obviously machines, but they have all been contorted into their own personal forms that they have chosen. But then there are some that just stand. They have not changed. They do not have the same light behind their eyes. You can presume that these are the ones who did not take Mother's gift and will stay inside. And as this occurs, you watch the door open. And it opens into the church.
Oh boy.
As thousands of automatons begin to walk towards that door.
So, since the door is open, I'm going to use like a sending stone. Who's the closest person?
Seraphina.
Yeah, but you're in the middle of a conversation. You said that before I left.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't think I can contact Yolanda. I don't think she has a sending stone that we...
I have Fran's sending stone.
Yeah, Lucas.
Which you do not know. You do not know that he has Fran's sending stone.
No.
Seraphina knows, she was pissed about it.
Yeah, they're not here though. That's the problem I'm running into. I'm just gonna have to interrupt. Yo, Seraphina, don't freak out. Don't freak out. But there's a lot about to happen in like 5 seconds. And I'm just not gonna respond after that.
And you're gonna tell me to not freak out? Hello?
Don't freak out! It's fine! Don't freak out! I'll explain in a second.
And I want you to know that we're now going to go back in time.
Yeah.
Conversation starting with Seraphina and
Welkin.
And I am sorry that took so long, guys, but I have been waiting to do that.
Oh, you're fine.
That went so much better than I thought it was
I thought it was going to be worst case scenario.
Right.
I was ready to roll a new character.
Question. Where, Gragnar, where do you plan on planting that seed? Because I have a few ideas where you can.
Ron's pockets are a little
in
available.
the big city.
Anyway, sorry.
I also want to point out that went well because Gragnar, you took the time to actually have a conversation. I'm sure y'all recognize where Am is from. I'm not going to take the time to explain it, but it could have very much gone that way depending on how hard you put yourself on, like, y'all ain't going out because y'all seem dangerous.
It was they were scaring me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. There were a couple points where they said some things, and I was like, I need to have some sort of conversation right now. I do not need you to go out here to cause another fucking war. We have enough bullshit going on.
I was also thinking that's what was going to happen. I was like, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. This is how we get fucking Terminator.
And here's the thing. I do want to say, and this is something that, like, Gragnar may think about later, but if you think about it, there were only two consciences. There were three technically, because you have the door, you have Legion, which is one conscience, and then you have Am. So really, one person, only two people decided to worship Mother. Not an entire race of people.
It's just the way it's the way Gragnar saw it. It comes in. He's like, they are literally all bowing to whatever the fuck is in my goddamn hoard. This stupid bitch ass god is taking over my shit.
You know what screams out to me? This is like some Toy Story Eldritch horror where, like, the kid opens his closet and his toys are actively worshiping something in his closet, and you're just like, I don't know if I like this.
No, you know what it reminds me of? Straight up, it's the all hail plankton.
Exactly. That is exactly the feel that I was getting, and I was like, Gragnar's about to show his ass a little bit, but I also don't want to get vaporized.
I will admit, I borrowed the pose they take from Ergo Proxy. I'm not gonna lie. That image sticks with me. When the automatons become self-aware in Ergo Proxy, they all take a pose where they're almost like praying. And it's the idea that you have gained sentience with all your previous knowledge. You were never a child that grew up. You just existed.
Ta-da!
And that's fucking terrifying as a concept. Like, if you think about it. You have all the wisdom and knowledge of an adult, but you've just began to exist, and everything kind of is crazy. Because, like, you're in a world you can't interact with. You don't have the ability to feel or touch or taste. And it could have went horribly wrong. So congratulations, Gragnar. You stopped the world of I have to scream, but I have no mouth from coming into existence. Congratulations.
Yeah, I expected that to go so much worse. I've been talking about it as soon as it happened.
Go rock on him.
I'm back.
Okay, go to Seraphina.
Gorath would have most definitely beat the shit out of Am if he tried to attack Gragnar. Like, just saying. But yes.
Just ragdoll him.
Basically, it's like I am a god. Puny Am. I gotta go from Eldritch God to, like, the aunt next door who really wants to help you with your project.
Hold on. One more thing real quick, because I want to just use the setting stone real quick to message Fran. So, you may have some company real quick. I'm apologizing in advance.
But I think Luke has the sending stone, right?
Me or Frond?
Well, you have his sending stone, but Gragnar doesn't know that.
That's what I'm saying as a reply.
He's in character.
What'd you say again?
Like me or Frond?
Wait, did I accidentally call you?
No, I have Frond's sending stone.
Well, have fun with that. Bye.
Great, another thing to tell Frond.
I said sorry in advance.
I love that Gragnar's mentality is, I apologize. I have nothing else to explain to you.
It's fine, I'm baby. It's fine, I'm baby.
It's like, I'm sorry for what? I'm sorry.
You'll find out.
Why do I smell smoke?
I just have to say that going to Beck's campaign, if someone said that to William, the amount of stress he would be under instantaneously.
Oh my God.
It's literally the physical embodiment of we need to talk. Oh wait, never mind. No! Tell me now or I'm gonna explode!
That is William. That is 110% William. All right.
Anyway.
And we are back. We are back.
God time. Well, other God time.
So we will start with the fact that everyone leaves and it is just you and Welkin. And she has, again, stepped down from that altar. She's standing right next to you, and she's just kind of waiting because you said there were things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. There's been something on my mind ever since we left last. Why did you bring me back?
Because Fron cared about you, and you were helping him, and you... Can I be frank with you?
I'd rather that than lies.
You are a dumb bitch. You know that? You put a lot of people in danger for your own betterment, and it seems like you may have learned a bit about that. But your words very much could have caused the death of everyone around you, yourself included. You are lucky that Asmodeus chose to enact his wrath upon you, but even with that, I chose to save you because Fron, who is like family to me, wanted to save you. I will be honest, I remember dying. I died in another world, bringing you back, while in this world, I remember living. And I do not blame you for what happened prior, but they are the same event. The same moment, with two different outcomes, only because someone else intervened. That is why my brother Hermes holds it against you, because it was still your choice that led to that outcome. Even though it's a better outcome now, it's no work of yours that changed it. Does that make sense?
I suppose.
You have grown to be a wonderful young lady.
It doesn't feel like it, considering what everyone else thinks.
Well, that's because they're still judging you based on your past deeds. The same as Fran's ancestors cause him to be judged by strangers. You just have to work to keep proving that you're not the same person. That kind of work is never done. For instance, there are still those who remember me as a plague goddess.
You were a plague goddess.
Not initially. I was a goddess of wealth, but in places where there was no wealth, there was death. And soon the correlation of being poor and dying came together, and people, with their faith, gave me a new epitaph for a while. Goddess of the dead. Much like a friend of mine, Sharon, I was supposed to be paid with money and gold to ensure that in the afterlife you would gain something. People thought that if they offered me silver and gold items, whether they were real or not, that I would make a plague not happen. This was thousands of years ago, but I still remember it. And there are some who still know that knowledge. And though it is only in books, the fact that it exists means that I have to prove to others that I am not a goddess of death. Take Fran, for instance. He has to prove that he isn't a racist, bigoted monster like his ancestors were, like his kingdom is now. People will continue to presume based on his name.
People compare me to my uncle on occasion.
Yes. And that is because children are cursed with the history of their parents. You will need to continuously prove to your companions and others that you are not trying to get them killed. Because if you don't, then you will get them killed.
So then, let me ask you this. Is it worth having Ball on our side?
I was wondering when you were going to bring that up. I can smell him on you. Ball is a god of death, and he revels in it.
I'm
He's
aware.
a god of murder. Not just death, murder. While it is up to you for whom you worship, I would recommend not dealing with him.
But what if he... What if he is one of the things that helps us get to the end game, so to speak? What if he's the one thing that...
Let me ask you a question. You have the ability to kill all of the rodents that are stealing your grain, but in doing so, you poison your own water supply. Is it worth it? Is
I
it?
feel like it depends.
Your water supply, the thing that you drink, is poisoned and will continue to be so.
But if the rats are taking the supplies...
Oh my god. You're the type to offer up everything for nothing. That's who you are. You'll take any deal offered to you that sounds good in the moment, and that is what the decision you'll make is. You see Ball as the opportunity of a lifetime to save your husband, stop the enemies, and just move on, but it won't move on. You'll have to worship him. Do you want to know what most worshippers of Ball do?
He told me a little bit.
They kill something every day. Sometimes it's metaphorical, like the hopes and dreams of a child. Other times it's very literal. Sometimes they just stomp a roach. Other times they kill entire families. Baal is an evil god, and while I do not like dealing in absolutes, I do want to point out that the gods have no choice but to. I am a neutral good deity, meaning that I am neutral and good, and that will never change about me, but Baal is an evil deity, lawful deity, evil. He will lawfully ask for you to murder, and he will hold his end of the deal till the day you die. But do you not realize who you are, Seraphina? You are child of the dragons. You are princess of Ashengard. You are a future queen.
I am not a future queen.
You are. You've married an heir. Or have you not realized that yet?
I am not
As I am
fit.
Oh, good God. Do you think any royalty is fit? Any nobility is fit? They're all self-interested, pompous pieces of shit.
I also just don't fucking want to.
Yes, but
I am tired of having all of these fucking tasks just put onto me, and they just expect me to do it just because it's fate. I don't want to be a queen.
Oh, it's not fate. It is not fate. You and your friends, above all else, get to defy fate. No matter how much I would love to do so myself, you get to defy fate. What I'm telling you is the path you're on. You keep walking this path, and Ball is going to want you to be a queen. Osmodeus is going to want Fron to rule people. Even the gods on your side, myself included, will want you to be in a place of power, because if people worship what you worship, if they follow you, then that worship becomes that god's. That is the place that you are in. You are on a moment where you're going to change the world, whether you like it or not. Now, you get to defy fate. You can choose to walk away from all of this, but that is the only way you will not end up on the throne. Because here's the thing. If you choose to follow Ball and have his help, he's going to want a queen who will kill for her king. He's going to want a king who will kill for his queen. He will want spikes out front. He will want blood and gore and death, because that is Ball. He will poison the water, not to kill the rodents, but to poison the entirety of creation. You will get to make your own decisions, but you have already made decisions.
But none of them are the right one.
There is no right decision. There never was. Gragnar chose to step up to death itself. Was that a right decision or wrong? Who knows? Fron chose to marry the woman he was supposed to kill. Was that the right decision? Who knows? Luke chose to follow you and come back to a place where he is barely remembered, to the point that you forgot to tell everyone else. Was that a good choice or a bad choice? In any layer, who knows? Cook is on the ship right now, preparing for you all to come back. He hasn't stepped off. He asked someone else to get the food because he's so excited to cook for you all. Is that a good choice? Who knows? Maybe he'll get fruit that isn't ripe. Maybe he'll get fish that is just a little too unripe. I talked my brother into helping you. Was that a good decision? I don't know. There is no right decision. There's just your choices. If you want everyone else to like you for them, then make those decisions. But that would make less of you as a person.
I don't care about being liked, but I'm...
Obviously. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a bit much. I do apologize. You are trying to do the best you can with what you're given, and I do understand that. But you cannot let the fact that other people are unhappy with you get in the way of that. But also, please don't get my friends killed. That's just me asking, though. You get to make those decisions.
I don't try to. Obviously.
Yes, and you watch as she, like, actually puts her hands to her mouth, like, stopping herself. She's just... I know you're not trying to. So I will ask instead that you try to not let them die. If you promise me that, you will try then I will continue to back you. I will continue to try to help. That's all I ask, though. I just ask that you try.
I am trying. I've been trying.
All right. Then we're in agreement. I am thankful for you, Seraphina. I do want you to know that. I have not seen Fran happier. Ever. Not since the killing started. And believe me, I am aware of Fran's past far more and more intimately than you will ever know, because I promised my protection over him. Why do you
By
think
who?
he's wealthy as fuck?
Who promised, or who did you promise?
Who do you think?
Oh,
My
out of
best
character. I
friend.
just realized, fucking Yolanda, or
Yeah.
okay.
My best friend, the woman who has dealt with me since she was in diapers. And yes, I say it that way because I, while a god of wealth, was not a goddess of children or child rearing. So believe me, Yolanda most definitely had to grow up very quickly to learn to deal with me. And while Yolanda wasn't always one of my followers, I always kept an eye on her. Again, promises and generations and so on and so forth. But Fran is the happiest when he's with you, and he's the happiest when you are smiling.
Feels like that happens rarer and rarer these days.
I've noticed. But changing the subject, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Have you been able to peer into Ashengard at all?
No. Not at all. It is becoming more and more apparent that your uncle is doing as much as he can to keep unwanted eyes out. I can see from the outside. And that's it. And I will tell you this. There are 3 giant holes in their walls.
What do you mean?
3 giant holes. The last thing I saw before those holes existed was a goblin cackling. He snapped his fingers, and there were 3 giant holes in the walls of Ashengard.
Oh. I think I have an idea of who that is. But I have one more question, but I don't know if you'll answer, because it seems like any time I ask, I either never get a straight answer, or it just... I don't know.
Yes.
What is this child I keep hearing about that is supposedly mine and Franz?
Do you remember the gem you were given by the spider goddess?
Yes.
In another world, it hatched. And for only a few weeks, you raised a child. And then that child watched you die. Horribly. And it broke that child to the point that they broke the world. And then they rebuilt it over and over again and over again and over again. At some point, they realized that instead of rebuilding the world, they could just consume it.
pruning a tree of sorts. All the dead ends and all the leaves that would have led to your death being pruned and changed, including the world in which I originally died. If you fail in this world, there are only 3 others that exist now. In an infinitesimal world, she consumed infinity. That does mean you only have 3 chances after this to make it work, but if you fail in this world, she'll consume it. Everyone will die. Everything will die. She's viewed as a goddess of rebirth because of the fact that she at first brought back worlds, but now she is focused on purely thinning them down to the one where you succeed. If there is one, because there are so many where you don't. If she wants to speak to you, she will. But it seems that she is fulfilling many roles in this world, trying to make sure you succeed.
I think I remember seeing her at one point. But
Make a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Wisdom with disadvantage?
Wisdom save with disadvantage.
Okay. That is a, what is that? 9, 10, 11. And, that was a 19. Okay, so I got an 11.
You don't recall anything. You think you might have met them once before, but other than that, you don't recall anything. It almost feels like a part of your memory is kind of just wiped away the more you try to think about it. Like, trying to clear your head only causes it to become foggier. She'll reach out in due time.
It's like anytime I try and think about her, I just fucking forget.
That's understandable. In a way, she's all about forgetting and deleting and removing. My recommendation is just to wait for her to reach out to you.
I don't know if she wants to.
I can't speak on her behalf. All I can say is that she was a bit of a daddy's girl. So maybe Fron has some knowledge or inkling, though he may not. I don't know.
Yeah. He probably does.
Now. Why do you sound so upset about the idea of him knowing something you don't?
That seems to be a theme.
Yes.
I know he probably does it to protect us, protect me.
But it still bothers you.
I don't like not knowing what's going on.
That is fair. Talk with him. Ask. If he chooses to speak up, he chooses to speak up. If not, then you just have to accept your situation. You can choose to stay with him and love him despite the annoying secrets he may keep. You can kick him in the bum and be like, hey, don't do that. You could leave. But
Again, out of all the creatures in this world, you all get to decide your own fates. But again, what do you think all these gods are going to ask for in return by the time you end this war, this crusade? The easiest thing would be to ask for you to take the seat yourself so that you can pass on the worship.
I don't
That's
want...
what I would ask for.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything. I just want normalcy.
What is normal, honey?
Not this. Not constantly going around and having to fucking fight gods and a war and... I just want to live quietly with a family.
Go to Tenat. I know you already agreed to, but go to Tenat. I think you'll be able to find some form of solace there at some point.
Tenat was wiped.
As I said prior, only half the people were wiped. Kay was fairly generous in what he meant by half by rounding up in population. And you'd be surprised how many of those people who were interrogated that knew you all made it out. Partially because at the time, Kay was just trying to, what's the word? Fish for information. Why kill the people when you might come back? Then when Kay realized that you all were with Thrawn as friends, I was able to gather some information that told me that, Kay may have lied a little bit about numbers.
Well, at least there's that.
Yes. I know you don't like Kay, but
I hate him.
you have a lot of reasons, not the least of which is a little bit of information. Kay has had a crush on Thrawn since they first met.
What?
Yes. That's the reaction I was waiting for, sorry. But here's the thing. Thrawn chose you. Didn't even know that Kay was an option, and let me just put it this way. And I mean this with the utmost respect for you, Thrawn, and Kay. You will not have to worry about Kay for much longer.
Why do you say that?
When you leave this place, go to Hermes' temple. There's a letter there for Thrawn. It just arrived.
Okay.
And any other questions that you have for me? Conversations you want to have?
I think that's it.
And, with that, I do have something, and then your stone will vibrate.
Sorry, hold on. What is it, Gragnar?
Don't freak out. There's kind of something coming. It's not that big of a deal. I'll explain later.
You can't tell me to not freak out and tell me something big's
It's
happening.
fine.
And why is the door opening?
It's not big. It's. I'll
Gragnar?
explain later. Bye.
No, Gragnar, what's happening?
And in unison, you will see thousands of automatons begin to walk out the door. And Welkin goes, oh, okay. Well, hello? And an automaton who is short now and stout, head rotates and it's shaped like a cylinder with a body shaped like a brick. Hello. And you will see them leave as one after the other. Hello. 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 That's the voice you chose, sister. Interesting. How will anyone other than us understand you?
She's gonna lean into Welkin a bit. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I do believe that those are awakened automatons. Doom, doom. And you will watch as one of them comes out. And he is in the shape of a giant Gragnar. Back when he was like real small, but he's like 15 feet tall.
Gragnar?
My name is Bridget, thank you.
Oh.
And they're gonna leave. And then you're gonna see like thousands of these different body types, along with several that are the same body type that you saw inside. They're all just going out. And then there's like one that just so happens to look like the same robot body, but with a cat head. Meow. And he walks out.
Okay, what were you going to say, Welkin?
I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. That's a new feeling.
I don't know if I should go or if I should stay.
You're going to feel a tug. You're going to feel a tug at your leg.
She looks down.
And there's a small automaton, only about a half a foot tall, that is like built like a God, what's the word? Built like a small bear.
I love them already.
Hello?
It's Confessor Bear.
I do wish to offer my condolences for us coming through this way. We only had the one exit, but Father Gragnar and Mother of the Goats has set us free. We shall go forth in the world and see anew. This place is a place of worship, yes? And he's looking at you, Seraphina.
You should ask her that.
And as you point, Welkin's gone.
Oh. Okay. It's a place of worship for Welkin, yes.
I see. Would you think it would be a problem if I stayed to learn?
I don't think so. As long as you don't
fit in small places and clean if necessary.
I could take you to the woman who runs the place.
Ah, thank you. I do appreciate your hospitality.
I like peek
Sure.
Once they're like at the end, I guess, if the crowd is like dying down.
It is not died down. You had thousands of these fuckers in it. You had an army, son. You had an army. And they all woke up and said, Dad, I want to see the world.
You're like, you go see that world. You go see that world. Behave, no, I don't need another war happening.
Let's go see Yolanda. Do you want me to carry you or?
I am an adult. Bear,
okay, thank God.
I am an adult bear. I will continue to keep walking on my own.
Okay. Would you like me to escort you or just tell you where she...
I don't know where we are.
Okay, I'll take you to find Yolanda, and she's gonna start walking, I guess.
And
through the crowd and out of.
And he's got these stubby little legs that are like super stubby, and so he more waddles forward. And he will follow you, and he waddles fairly quickly to keep up with you. He's just like,
Yolanda.
And you will hear like the old lady voice Yolanda has. What the fuck is going on down here?
I don't know.
Why is there an army of robots running through my house?
You have
and
to.
One of them stops and goes, "We have decided on the name Warforged.
Ah, there it is.
We have been forged in the War of Souls. Our Father hath given us awakening."
Gragnar did something.
To walk. He hovers backwards out the door. He doesn't have legs. He just.
Gragnar apparently did something, I guess, and she looks down to the automaton bear.
Hello.
What is your name?
Adult bear man, I think.
This he would like to talk to you.
Hello, I would like to stay and learn about everything. And Yolanda just goes, "I'm so tired."
Good luck! She's gonna start walking out.
And Yolanda will look at you with a death glare she gives just as you walk away. "I would like to learn as much as I could. Could we speak about your theology and the history, the adaptation of gods over time in the world that we have? Is it possible that your goddess is actually a goddess of something else that you've misinterpreted? Or is it more of a scientific foundation in which it does not change over time? Does your faith have an effect on her, or does she have an effect on your faith?" And you just watch Yolanda go, "The library's that way." "Thank you!" And again, you watch him waddle over to the door, and you watch as he gets to the door, and he goes to push, and it won't budge.
Oh, no.
"I see the first trial of my sentience is to pass this portal." He punches the glass out and crawls through. "Knowledge!"
All right. Seraphina is going to the where did everybody say they were?
Where is everybody? Roll call.
I'm waiting in line.
Ron is at the tavern talking to Kay.
So that's where Seraphina's going.
I'm standing in line waiting to get out of the Hoard.
I would
It's
say
like a
Fran
con.
probably just
I want
finished his
Most
conversation
likely.
with Kay. Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to know that, Gragnar, this is like waiting for a con to open, and then everyone
Yeah.
just goes through.
This is
Everybody's in
fucking
cosplay too. Everybody's in cosplay too.
what is that really big con that's like horribly overcrowded every year?
Gen Con.
Where's Sam?
Oh yeah, where is Sam?
Yeah.
Sam?
I didn't realize I was muted. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Well, Sam's on the boat trying to find Garum because we couldn't find him.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Give Sam
So
the
with
spotlight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
jump
yeah.
to Sam.
Oh, okay.
You are on the boat. You've been searching for a while. You do hear Gragnar. Gragnar, what do you say again over the thing?
Huh?
Did you message Sam about what's going on in town?
Oh no, not at all. I messaged Fran, because Fran's usually better at communicating to everybody else, and also, you know,
I'm sure she'll
he has a
see
visitor.
eventually, but
There's a visitor coming.
You search for Garum, who has been like kind of MIA for the day. Again, he was out cold last you saw him. Literally, like he was tweaking some limbs, his limb, and then like the next morning you saw him, he was out cold. He was like drooling over his arm, so he stayed up super late tweaking. And when you went to look for him, initially you looked where he was last. You saw him; he wasn't there. And you eventually came across Cookie.
Oh, hey, Cookie. Have you seen Garum anywhere? I've been looking everywhere on the ship and I can't find him.
Yes, I did. I gave him some snacks because he was kind of spiraling in like a super focused kind of way over a leg.
Oh God.
I think it was his leg, but he is down that way. I do believe that he has commandeered the small closet next to Gragnar's space. He was being bothered by a lot of people asking about places in town, and he just finally said, "I don't fucking know," and like walked away. So I gave him little orange slices.
That was very sweet of you, Cookie. Thank you very much. Do you have everything you need here? Is there anything that I can put on the listing for you?
No, I have already put in a request for someone to go ahead and grab some things. I'm currently working on a big feast idea, so that when everyone comes back, who's going to be, heading their own ways, we can have one big final dinner. I have kind of sent out letters to everyone via Hermes, but I put in letters for you all. Specifically, I put in like a group letter for you all, and it was shot back at me, and I don't know why.
That's interesting. Wait, you said Hermes? Like,
yeah, there's a letter box right here on the port that you can like put letters in, and the Church of Hermes will go ahead and have them delivered through various means. Some of them magical, some of them mundane. But the letters I put in for you guys kept coming back, and when I put it in the fourth time, it got spat at me and slapped me in the face. It was very, very confusing.
That's okay, Cookie. Do you have those letters? I'll make sure that everybody else gets them.
Yes, I do. Here you go. The one for Gragnar went out, but it said it would be delayed due to dimensional propagation. I don't know what that means.
I'll let him know. I'm sure I'll see him at some point.
Okay.
In the future, maybe best not to put letters for us in the box.
But it's a major mailing system that we have. It's the only way to get from person to person near instantaneously.
Yeah, but I'm assuming the god in charge of that major mailing system is still pissed at us as to why you got slapped in the face and your letters thrown back at you. So I'd rather you not have to go through that.
Like Hermes himself.
It's a really long story, Cookie. I'm gonna go check on Garum, but if you need anything, you let me know. I'm walking out the door.
Okay. Well,
bye, Cookie.
Bye, Sam. Am I going to die on this boat?
Oh my God!
We would never let that happen. Sam will come rushing in. We will never let that happen.
Okay,
I promise you. She grabs him by the face. I promise you, we will never let that happen.
Okay. Okay. And you kind of like leave the room, and he's still standing there. He's like, "How many have they pissed off? How do you piss off a god? I had a cousin who pissed on an altar once, but even he was forgiven. What did they do? What am I being held accountable for?"
Oh no, I hope I didn't send Cookie into a spiral. Oh no.
And he's just going to turn around and focus on peeling potatoes. No, you haven't. You haven't told Cookie shit.
Okay, we have to preserve his innocence.
No.
He must not be a part of this.
With that, you will go down the hall, and you're going to find what is very obviously like a broom closet. It's probably about 4 feet wide, 5 feet deep, and as you open it, you just see the back of Garum sitting there as he's tweaking a few gears on his leg and pulling something through. He's like looking over some notes that are very obviously in Fran's handwriting. basically the notes that Fron gave him on how the leg was built so that he could go ahead and tweak it when necessary.
Hi, honey. What you doing in the
jeez.
closet?
Hi, hun.
Hi.
I'm
What are
sorry.
you doing in here?
I've been trying to deal with the fact that the leg has a slight. When I lift my leg, it snaps down after a certain point when it shouldn't. So I've been trying to fix that, and Fron left notes on how he built it, and it's really good handwriting, but there seems to be a gap in how the knee was handled. Like, it's all there, but it's not explaining that snapping, so I can only think that it's catching on something, but there's nothing to catch on, and everyone kept asking me about really good places to drink in town, and I don't know. This is not my town. And so
Okay.
I eventually found myself here where people wouldn't bother me so I can walk correctly, hopefully by this afternoon.
Do you maybe want to go somewhere with better light? Because it's kind of dark in this closet, and I don't know how you've been able to see what you're doing.
Oh, the cracks bring in enough light for me. I have dark vision.
Okay, but you have dark vision with astigmatism. So maybe let's not.
Astigmatism.
Stigmatism.
First off, astigmatism. That's not how this. Do you not know how astigmatism works?
Do you
Also-
know how astigmatism works, Garum?
Well, I haven't seen a
Let's
doctor
get out
in
of
like
the
10
closet.
years, but okay. And he goes to stand up on one leg and grabs the parts of his leg he hasn't yet put back together.
She'll
And he
like
just
help
kinda-
him up. Like she's gonna actually like kind of like scoop him so he's like supported on her.
Yeah, and he's just kind of holding it all. He's like, "Can I please finish doing this in the closet because I don't want to have to hop around."
We're just gonna move a few feet over here just so we can see what we're doing. Can I look at it? Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. And he's going to like turn around and hop over to a barrel that is just short enough for him to sit on, and another barrel where there's stuff. Because again, this is like the storage space. This is a cooking space and storage space, so there's no tables really.
Right.
And he
It's
just
a closet. It's a pantry.
Yeah, and he just fucking puts shit out, laid out, and he moves another barrel over to put more stuff. And you see him hopping back and forth because there's very small parts that he wants to keep track of, and he doesn't want to scoop them all up. And so after about 5 minutes, he's like, because he's been hopping on one leg, and he sits down and he pulls up a secondary barrel for you to sit on, and he's like, okay, look, so these are the joints. You can view these as like the tendons. This here is I don't know how else to explain it other than the parts that Fran and I put into this, and Gragnar as well, have like semi-magical capabilities. It's more just notifying that I'm moving a muscle, and then it causes this to move.
Okay.
You can think of it as the nerves of the body, and he will go on a small like rant about how it functions.
While
and it-
he's mansplaining this to me, can I roll to like fix this?
Yeah. I
Okay.
want you to understand, he's not trying to mansplain.
I
This is
know,
all
I'm
shit
just-
he had to figure out himself, and he doesn't know
I
if
know.
anyone else knows how this works. He's not trying to be a dick.
I know. He's
go ahead
spiraling.
and-
It's okay.
Cute little ankle tattoo, and he is going to, like, while you're getting ready to roll, he is going to go, and then the fuck is this? And he turns over the ankle. Why does my ankle have a tramp stamp?
Fran told me that he put that there, yeah. It's cute.
And he's going to pull out a piece, and he's like, thank God this is fucking gold. And he's like rubbing it to where the like,
Oh no.
go away. He's like, I do not need a tramp stamp on my fucking ankle. And go ahead and roll. Let's see, what would this be? This would be a
I'm thinking just using like previous knowledge because I would have had prior extensive knowledge of handling and repairing my own prosthetics.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence check. But because it deals with a prosthetic, add +2 to that roll.
Okay.
because it is a bit of arcane as well as investigation. You know, it's a couple of those different things. I don't want you to have to roll multiple. So it's just going to be an intelligence, your intelligence modifier +2 on the roll.
Okay, so I get a +3 on intelligence. I rolled a 17, so +3, 20, +2, 22.
Hey.
So you start putting it together, and you literally, as he's explaining how things go, you look at it and you can tell what's causing that jerk where it kind of snaps down. And it's the fact that the bolt that was used on the inside is actually like, it's a damaged bolt. It's screwed on at an angle, so it's catching. So from anyone else's perspective, it looks like it should function correctly, but it's literally just one bolt out of place.
Okay. And then I'm like, So, just so you can see it, you see this part here? That
Yeah.
little bolt in there?
Yeah.
It's misshapen, it's out of place. So what we'll do is, do you have a screwdriver?
No, but I do have this, and he pulls out what looks like a little wrench of sorts that like fits on all the different shapes because it is made with the same size bolt. You hear me? You people out there who build shit and you put multiple size parts on the same thing and then you give one tool to fix it and it doesn't fit everything. One tool that works with everything. Yeah, he hands you a wrench.
This is a fantasy, DM.
That's why everything functions the way it's supposed to. Because it's a fantasy. Ye old Samsung and ye old Apple ain't here.
What's a Samsung?
What's an apple?
Hell. They are hell.
It's a fruit, Luke. Jeez.
Oh, right.
But yeah, you are able to go ahead and fix that issue, and then you're able to like test it. It bends correctly. It doesn't catch, snap, or anything like that. You don't hear that grind of that you were kind of hearing before. And the two of you proceed to actually work on the leg and put it back together. By the end of it, on top of the fact you got over 20, I'm going to also state that you have the same level of knowledge about Garum's limb, his leg specifically, that he has. Essentially, you were able to take it apart, build it back together with him in this kind of like cute little couple project. And by the end of it, you have a full understanding of how that limb works. And it's genuinely impressive that Fran, Gragnar, and him built this from basically nothing.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do, let's try to stand up on it and tell me if that feels more comfortable.
And he's going to go ahead and put it on his stump. That's his thigh. He's going to put the straps on and connect it. And as he goes to stand up, he kind of walks around a bit, and you can tell that something feels a little off for him. So what he does is he sits down and he literally pulls the ankle out by like less than 1/4 of an inch. Because all those points are adjustable. You hear that? Designers, adjustable parts that don't really cost more than the full thing.
Actually, DM, it's because you took off the tramp stamp on the ankle tattoo. It was what brought the whole thing together. It kept it perfectly balanced.
It was arcane.
It just completely ruined it.
It's off
Fran.
balance.
Not to mention aesthetically pleasing.
Take 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, what? You want me to go fuck my wife? I'll go fuck my wife right now.
Fucking go!
Preferably when I leave, please.
No,
No, you can watch. I don't give a fuck.
I really don't
Specifically,
want
Fran likes when you watch.
It's
Fran is
fine.
a
That's what
freak,
the
and
extra
I
chair.
live for it.
It's fine. That's what the other chair in the room is for.
I will say that you're able to go ahead and see that pulling that out by the ankle just fixes it. Basically, when you guys put it back together, it needed a little adjustment. He's able to walk around on it just fine. He sees that it's doing well. He's like, awesome. Okay, good. And then he proceeds to stomp his foot, and you watch as So y'all know the gun where the gun is holstered on RoboCop.
Yeah.
Nice.
When he stumps his leg, it
Oh!
opens and there's one of his guns, and he
That's
pulls it
badass.
out
I love it.
and he puts it back and he slaps it back in place and it closes and he's just like, that feels so much fucking better. Oh my god. And he goes and he stretches his arm as well, his limb, that also works. Jesus.
God.
I was not ready for the foot in my face in chat.
Fucking XQC.
Yeah. I need to watch some SQC because I hear mixed things where people are like, I love him, and other people are like, I don't know. So I just need to watch some of his stuff so I can make a decision. But you watch as he also goes ahead and he bends his arm back, a blade comes out, goes back in. He goes ahead and just kind of moves his fingers and everything, and you find that it is moving very smoothly. He's like, it only took a month of tweaking, and it's finally good. Oh my god. Ugh.
Well,
Thanks, babe.
of course. I can't say that that's going to hold for a long time since that bolt is misshapen, but there's a really good hardware place in town that we can go to and get a new one.
Yeah. I luckily I was able to replace that one, but I do want to get some extras, seeing as that was my last extra. And he'll look at the misshapen bolt, and what it looks like is it looks like it was semi-warped by heat, and he can recall for a split second where something went horribly wrong when they were working on it, and Gragnar had exploded something. And he was just kind of like, that's probably when that happened. And he just pockets it. Like, he's not mad. He's just like, we were doing some mad scientist shit, and mad scientist shit happened. So, was Garum there? Was Seraphina was set on fire? No, he was not. He was in a
Wait,
closet.
that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
he was slammed in a closet. Garum is going to go ahead and readjust his shoulder strap a little bit for his arm, and he's going to go ahead and say, all right, if you want to head into town, we can.
Before we go, can I ask you something?
Yeah, shoot.
So, a lot of people, the party included, have been pretty worried about you. They've been telling me that you haven't been acting yourself for quite some time.
I'm stressed out my ass.
I mean, I understand.
The kid I raised, who I view as my own, has almost died no less than like 3 times. And the kid she decided to marry is probably, and if you tell Fran this, I will divorce you. He's probably the closest thing to an
That's
actual
some high
friend
stakes
I have
there,
on-
buddy, but okay.
He's probably the closest thing I have to a friend on this ship, outside of a few of the crewmates, which is a weird scenario to have because, again, I view like Seraphina as like my kid almost. On top of that, Gragnar is, for all intents and purposes, actually a good friend, but he's also like Fran's like asexual lover, for lack of a better explanation.
You were picking up on that too?
Most definitely, it is.
Okay.
Those
I'm just
two
glad
used
I
to
wasn't
sleep-
the only one.
When I met them, they were sleeping naked together.
I know. It's
Like,
it's really cute, actually. But
it is. It's endearing, but it's also a lot to take in, considering, like, I don't know, man. What do you do when, like, you look at your kid and you're just like, I want you to meet your husband's one and only true love? Like, what do you say to that? Because that's how it comes across. It's very much like so there was a book I used to read, and it was like a medical book, but it was like fantasy, and it was about a hospital that people would be taken care of, and there were these 2 main characters, and they were both like nurse aides, and they had like the best bromance I've ever seen in my life, but it bordered on like questionable.
yeah.
Right? And they were like really close, and they had a whole like poem that they used to talk about, like guy love, it's guy love. They were like really close, And like that's what I see when I see them. Like I cannot take that out of my brain. Anyway,
Well, gay stuff aside, which we love all that, but that aside, I don't know. I can understand, and I think the party can understand your stress more and better than really anyone at this point.
Yeah, I'm also old.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not
get
that you're old, but yeah.
Like by Dragonborn standards, I am old. Like I'm 50. I'm in my 50s. Most Dragonborn die by their 60s. Like 60, 65. If you're lucky, you get like 70. You know, get gray in your scales type mess. And like I'm running around with these guys and I've got missing limbs. Sorry, the fucking thing y'all posted. Fucking hell. But I wasn't sure if it was related to like what was going on, and then I realized it was in reference to the quote. Yeah, no. I'm just tired and I'm getting slower. I'm not able to fight like I did before. And when I do cut loose, it's dangerous to do that for a lot of reasons. So I'm just tired. I want to be there. I want to fight beside you guys, but I don't know how long I can keep that up.
I think their concern and my concern too is that we don't see you as not being an asset to us. And the way you speak sometimes and the way you distance yourself, it makes it kind of displays that you maybe feel that way. And I don't want you to feel that way because that's not the truth.
I know I'm an asset. Okay. But I'm not always useful. The past few fights we've had, I've had some good fights, but a lot of them have been me just trying to get used to not having limbs, trying to get used to all these things, and I'm getting used to it. I'm used to it. Like I have my limbs here. You know? Fran offered to buy me a hover chair, and I really said no. Like, I don't want a hover chair. I want to be able to walk. You know, I am fine with who I am. As I said before, I'm fine with who I am. I know that I'm getting up there. Out of everyone here, I'm one of the oldest people per my people. Fran is probably older than me, but he's also an elf. For God's sakes. Like, I don't know how many elves you know, but like I know a few that hi, I'm 700 years old and I'm feeling just as spry as a 20-year-old and human, and I'm just like, the fuck? It's kind of unfair, really. But I'm good. I'm just coming to terms with being possibly on the sideline.
I just think that's maybe something that you should bring up to everybody else too, because like I said, everybody here loves you and wants you safe and wants you included. And if there's something going on, then I think that that's something that you should voice to everybody. Especially Seraphina, like, for all intents and purposes, like, you're her dad.
And you watch as he kind of like
yeah,
with that, it's don't get me wrong.
She has a father. Had a father. I'm more than happy to be there for her, but I do not want to take his place. I can't. I can't take his place. He was the one who read her stories when she was a kid, and, and taught her how to read. I taught her how to fight, how to kill people, which unfortunately has become very necessary. Might I point out? I'm not happy that that's the case, but I will talk with everyone. I've just been very focused on having functional limbs. I don't want these things to be something that people say is holding me back, because they're not. They're not. Okay? These make me who I am, and I'm proud of that. And worst case scenario, I can be out of rounds, and he snaps he snaps the vest that holds it on real quick, and he holds his hand up like fucking Buzz Lightyear holding his hand, but I'm not out of options. Like, I can fuck somebody up with this thing. And he puts it back on, snaps it on. I'm happy and proud of who I am, the scars I have, and I just want to make sure that I'm not the reason people get hurt. So, if we could go into town and look at those parts, that'd be great. I don't want to spend so much time on such heavy matters.
Yeah, we can go get the parts. Actually, why don't you go ahead and head to the store without me? It's just a couple paces up Main Street. And I'll meet you there. I got a couple things that I got to take care of here first.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll head up Main Street and I'll see you in 3040.
Yeah.
All right. And he's going to go ahead and get on walking. You can see that there's a bit more pep in his step now that he's like tinkered with all this and you guys have worked together. He feels a bit more like himself. And he proceeds to walk. He walks past Cookie. Hey, Cookie. Hey, quick question. Yeah. Are there any more gods they've pissed off? A lot. Don't worry, Cookie. You're blameless in all this. We will make sure you are good. And he puts both hands on the side of his cheeks just like you did. We will kill gods to make sure you are alive. No matter which god they are. You have been so good to us, Cookie. And believe me, if we have to make deals last minute to save some people, you're first on my list. Like, I want you to know that you're first on my list. My wife is second.
Damn.
He's like, is that really a healthy thing? And he just goes, shh, she's first. She has her list too, and you're first on it. Bet. You, then the whiskey bottle, then me. And he lets go of his face and will walk up the stairs. And you can just see, like, in the doorway, Cookie goes and looks at you. I'm gonna go peel potatoes. And he just goes and he'll start peeling more potatoes. Yeah, potato meal, hearty, good for nutrition, great for stamina and dexterity because you're going to, I don't know. I just want y'all to live. And it just starts working. What are you going to do next, Sam?
Sam would like to go and try to find the chest that Calypso gave her.
You were able to find that. That's in your room. You stashed it in there at some point, we'll say. So you find that chest.
So I know in there that it should hold one of Snack's axes because I put that in there as like the first offering to her. I would like to take the bubble pendant that I originally got from Blue and put that in there as well as to invoke a conversation with Calypso.
As you put that item inside, when you first open it, you find that the axe is gone.
Instead of the axe inside, there is a simple platinum coin that has what looks like a visage of a woman with seaweed-like hair across it.
And she'll pick it up and look at it.
Because you gave an offering to Calypso, who has voiced her opinion on you all, that is a nat 20 or a goodness gracious, inspiration. That is an inspiration for you. That coin.
Okay.
So it's a good luck coin that'll give you a inspiration. You get to keep that. And we go to put that pendant in, and as you do, you close it, and there's a sound of bubbling from inside, and it unlocks itself. What do you do?
And she'll open it again.
You open it, and you see a clear blue pool of water, but it seems to go deeper than the bottom of the chest.
And she'll keep like looking inside.
And you will hear a voice. It is almost like a song, and it is entrancing to hear. It's a melody that you've never heard before, but sounds so beautiful, so calming. And you will see a visage of a woman swimming up towards. And then you realize that it is small, and a head will pop out of the water. And it is some sort of fish person who has shark-like teeth and an orange, like glistening sparkliness to their cheeks, and their hair is made of seaweed, and they stick their hands up, and their fingers are webbed, and they're singing, and you feel yourself falling into a sort of trance. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh God.
Okay, you're good at those.
You said a wisdom?
Yes, wisdom saving
Okay.
throw.
We got a +1 on wisdom, baby. Let's see. 12 plus 1, 13.
You succeed. You succeed
goodness.
in pulling yourself, and she sits there, and when you kind of come back to yourself, she giggles. Hello.
Hello.
Mistress Calypso is currently having a meeting, but she wanted me to go ahead and say hello. Hello.
Hello. When would be the best time for me to talk with her?
Ooh, I'm able to speak on her behalf on these scenarios as necessary with those who are considered special cases.
Well, I wanted to see what I would have to do to become a devotee of Calypso.
Oh, you've already been doing it. The
like,
offerings. Shinies.
More so. I don't have the word for it. I'm not. I know
Do
that
you
there's.
want to get special abilities from Mama?
Yeah. I just want to be able to help my party and my people and my husband more than I currently can. And I heard that there's people that can do that when they're special devotees of gods, and I have a hard time trusting gods right now, and
No,
Calypso
no,
is the
that's
sea, and the one thing that I can trust is the sea. So
that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm so excited. Oh, you're the first one I get to work with. And she's like
Oh.
making the water splash because she's like vibrating, excited. And she just sits there and she goes, 1 second, and you're gonna see her just flip. Her tail's gonna splash out water by accident as she goes deeper in. And she's going to about 2 minutes later come up with a pearl. And again, she's only about yay big, and the pearl she's holding in her hands is probably about 2 inches in width. Eat this. Now, before you do, I do want to point out that this will cause some changes.
what
Not
kind of
physically, not physically.
changes?
But you may forget some old skills and get some new ones. And it may cause you to go ahead and be able to shoot out things from your fingertips.
Shoot what out of my fingertips?
It's a little bit different for everybody. The common term is Eldritch Blast. Some people shoot out water. Others shoot out electricity. Some people shoot out tendrils. Another guy shot out bees once. He wasn't a follower of Calypso, but it was one that stuck with me.
Oh, okay.
Finger
Is
on
there-
nose. This would essentially remove your last level gained and replace it with Warlock.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how big is this pearl that she gave me?
It's about 2 inches.
So
You have to just kind of eat it or stick it somewhere that it's not going to come out. One guy did it up his bum. Another guy ate it. One guy got real creative and sewed it into his innards.
I think I'll just eat it. Thanks. Is there
Okay.
anything else I have to do?
Yes.
And that would be
Oh, yes. Sorry. And she's gonna open up a small scroll, and she's looking over. Mama said this, and then that, and then the pearl, and offerings. Okay. Whenever you beat someone up,
uh-huh.
you offer that fight to Calypso. Also, and here in small print it says, and she's like trying to scroll through. Yep, is in it. What does this say? And she turns her around, and it says incentive.
Sam's gonna sound it out because she's just recently not illiterate, so let's give her a break. Incentive. That's what
Incentive.
that
Okay.
says, yeah.
Incentives for more power. Basically, keep giving offerings to the box.
Okay.
The more precious the thing, the better.
Okay. I also did. Oh yeah.
Mom has stated that the hearts of lovers, while great, hit a little too close to home, so she would prefer not that.
Heard. Understood. Won't
Okay.
do hearts. I did also want to ask her if she had any insight of the refugees and my aunt. And how that's going.
I do not know.
Okay. Do you think that she would? I mean, she's the sea. She has to know.
Oh, yeah, Mom would definitely know. I can ask her. I can ask Mom, and I will put a letter in this box when I'm able to.
Okay. So she will just come and talk to me whenever.
I'll put a letter in.
All right. I'll just take that at your word. What was your name again?
Scrub.
Scrub. Okay.
Yeah, scrub.
Thank you.
Like to scrub.
Yeah.
It's because for the first 400 years, I just like picking the little things off the bottom of boats.
Pretty Beautiful, pretty name. Yeah, thank you, Scrub. I appreciate your time.
Okay. Also, please raise your wisdom. You just barely didn't end up getting drowned. Bye. And she closes the lid.
This better be fucking worth it. And then she's going to pocket the pearl. She won't eat it right away. She's going to pocket it. And then she will go and find Garum.
When you eat it, it will essentially be a character reset, in which you will lose a level in one of the classes you've already taken and gain a level in Warlock. Or you can wait till you level up, essentially pop it in your mouth, and then at that time you'll just gain a level of Warlock. It is up to you.
Okay, I think I'd rather do that. Just pop it and gain a level.
All right. That will be something that you'll have to save it, air quotes, for when y'all level up. But with that,
Tavern.
We're going to go ahead and assume you're going to go meet Garum, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you will go meet Garum and have that wonderful little date, you queer little motherfuckers. And we're going to jump to the tavern where Luke currently is, just recovering from what had happened, and also a weird conversation about things are going to show up, and about 10 minutes later, a few Warforged he's never seen before walk in the room, like all different shapes and sizes. One is a centaur Warforged, but he's got the upper body of a horse and the lower body of a man. And that one sits right next to you, Luke. And then there's one that is like essentially like if Squidward was buff.
Oh my god, handsome Squidward.
Yeah, handsome buff Squidward walks in and sits at the corner table with his rugged chin. And then you see like a few others come in. But yeah, that basically. He spins into the room and sits down. What do you do, Luke? What do you do?
This must be what Gragnar was talking about. I'll look at the centaur. What do you have?
He looks at you expectingly.
Right. He is gonna make up a random ass drink.
And you watch as its jaw unhinges.
Oh my god.
And the tendrils inside of it work their way into and around the glass and pull it in. And it...
Right. Okay. And he'll turn to another guest. What are you guys gonna have?
And you see handsome Squidward sitting there. I'll have a whiskey on the rocks.
Whiskey on the rocks, and he will do that.
Wait,
and
is Luke running the bar?
The bar was left alone.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And he will give him a whiskey on the rocks.
And it looks at it, its jaw unhinges, but it picks it up and just knocks it back.
All right, that one's a little more normal. Where is Fran?
And Fran, you finish your conversation with Kay, so you're on your way. You're coming down the stairs to see 6 or 7 automatons.
So Fran's gonna walk down the stairs. He's gonna look at Luke and then look at all of the automatons. I was gone for maybe 5 minutes. What? What?
That's a good question. How about you help me and I'll tell you what happened.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. And he
the
walks over to the
Fran.
bar.
It is the Fran! Fran, it is the Fran! It is the Fran. Father's friend, father's friend. And then there's the horse that goes.
Right. Who's your dad, father, whatever?
If I had to guess, it's gonna be Gragnar.
Is that right? Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds right. I'm gonna take it as that. Mm-hmm.
Oh god, they're in here too? Seraphina comes.
Oh.
All the heads rotate, bodies don't move. All the heads rotate.
Oh God. I guess you found the automatons. Great.
We are known as the Warforged.
Lovely.
Right.
Warforged. Right. Y'all are a riot. Where is that goblin?
Well, she remember.
you're-
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say that if you're talking about the Lady Goblin, she was running out down the way talking about her lizard lover boy.
Oh, she was also looking for Gragnar.
Ooh, I
Yes.
should have told Gragnar. about
Yeah, Gragnar is in his Hoard, and all of these Warforged started coming out.
that. I was right.
I don't know why he didn't go into detail at all.
We have been given sentience, sapience. And with Mother's Kiss, we have come to a way of which we can go ahead and guarantee our own sensations in this world.
I don't know
And
if that's
this one-
concerning or
This one's literally like 3 inches tall, and he's just a little dude.
Oh,
Like a perfectly formed human, but he's like 3 inches tall.
Hey, which one's the tallest looking one?
That would be the horse.
You. Do you want a job? Perfect. You are going to serve drinks and take money from people here, because we have to go somewhere else. We can't man the bar.
And he stands up, he walks around, and with his hooves, because again, he's the upper body of a horse, he tries to pick up a glass.
Okay, never mind.
only
Go
for
ahead,
it
sit
to
down.
break it.
Mending. Okay.
Fron.
It's fine. It's fine. You did great, buddy. We'll find a job for you. We'll find one. It's okay. Oh God, I feel bad now. Oh, Jesus.
And his hooves begin to grow fingertips, and they're just horse hooves as fingers.
I am not going to live that down
Right.
today. That's new. I kind of don't like that.
He picks up a glass, he sets it in front of you, Jojo, and you watch as he opens his mouth, and you can see 2 tendrils rubbing together. Would you like more to drink?
You're doing it, buddy.
So just to clarify, there are set prices. You follow the price list that's behind the bar. You got that?
And the head will look down, and its fingers that it's just getting used to will kind of like roughly flip through the pages. You watch as it flips through the entire book in seconds. I have the entirety of the book memorized.
God.
Awesome.
Have fun.
Fron.
Yes.
We should go to Hermes' temple.
Oh God, why?
There's a letter for you there.
Oh, a letter? Shoot. I'm surprised it didn't just pop up in front of me. Can you stop wiggling your fingers at me like that? It's making me really uncomfortable.
I do apologize. I am getting used to their functionality.
Oh, you talk now.
Oh, that's fair. That is fair.
I found
Okay.
that if I rub my tendrils together, they can
Okay, that's great.
Before you,
synthesize the sound of mortals.
before the 2 of you head out, I need to speak with both of you.
Oh,
Oh, sure.
Oh, boy.
Let's step outside for this.
I think we should go to.
there's more outside. We should
go to a room upstairs.
Yeah,
Fair. All right, let's go up. Let's do that.
let's go. And Seraphina's gonna grab a bottle from the bar and just take it with her.
3 cheers to the family of Gragnar, our father. Hip hip. Hooray.
Leave.
hip.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's go.
upstairs, go upstairs.
And you
Everyone
all
runs
begin to go up,
upstairs.
and you walk by like really handsome Squidward, and he just raises his glass.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
going up the stairs. Honestly, I was not expecting Gragnar to have the first kid.
Fair. I wasn't either. Kind of actually. That's a longer
As
story.
long as
what's up?
nothing bad will happen, it's fine.
We find
as
a
you
room.
say that, as you go up the stairs and you say that, Seraphina, they all turn in unison. If we are treated well, we shall treat thee well. And then they all turn back and then go back to their individual things.
Right.
Hmm.
We find a room.
Yep, we do find a room.
She uncorks the bottle with her teeth and then just starts drinking.
All right. Easy one first. While you were talking to Kay, I got a call. You got a ring from Gragnar saying there'll be some visitors.
I was there when it happened.
I'm not sure if that's what he meant down there, but
Yeah, that is.
I feel like it was something more than just a couple of people. So just be wary.
All right, understood.
Wait, Gragnar. Oh, okay, sorry. Out of character, I got confused for a second. Never mind, ignore me.
Second, the individual that Kay was talking to before we got in.
What happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Not right now. I'll tell you later.
Well, believe it or not, he's your brander.
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to talk to her about later, but I guess it's out in the open now.
I'll be out of here before when you guys talk about it, but I need to tell you.
No, I'd prefer if you stay.
I would like to stay, Fran.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't gonna kick you out. I would never.
He tried to do something to me. We shook hands, and I felt like something was attacking my mind, but I got lucky, and he let me off with a warning. And he told me who he was. The warning was that it seems like your branding will be taking place in 3 days. 2 days.
Ooh.
Great.
And he was the one who instructed you to kill your pet.
And you're gonna see Fran have a visceral reaction to that. He's just gonna like almost cover his face and pinch his nose a bit. He what?
That's all he told me.
Well, it was just a dog. It's fine.
Seraphina's going to gently take your hand, Fran, and just hold it.
He is going to squeeze her hand. He's not going to say anything else, though.
I don't know any of this business with the kingdom. And frankly, you don't have to tell me anything. But just know, I'm here to do whatever you want me to do. You tell me to cut him down and I will. But I feel like
that's going to be easier said than done.
If I can give my 2 cents, I don't think you should go with the branding.
It's probably best that I have this conversation now then. If I'm being 100% honest, I am unsure of what I want to do. On one hand, if I were to get the brand, then I have safe passage for you guys and myself when we finally go into the kingdom. They will not question an inquisitor. They will not question an inquisitor with the brand. However, there's things that I cannot tell you out of risk of your lives that I would have no control over or any control over protecting you. That if I take the brand, it is very bad. I'm gonna be honest. I know all signs point to not take the brand, but I might have to.
Again, I support your decision. But
now, hear me out.
What happens?
I can't tell you. I physically am unable to tell you. But, and Fran's gonna look like he's contemplating his words. This is a first for him. He's never not known what to say. And he's kind of scatterbrained. I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm not excited about the branding. Not to say that it's a good thing, because it's not, but when you have a goal your entire life for one thing, and it comes down to that one thing, you're still going to have some type of excitement towards it. You're still going to be happy that you made it to your goal, that you achieved what you're trying to do.
You're seeing Seraphina kind of tense up a bit.
I don't want to be an inquisitor, but being an inquisitor keeps you safe. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You have 2 days to contemplate it. Again, I'll support you with whatever decision you make, but I want you to understand. You tell me to jump, and I will.
When that time comes, Luke, trust me, I'll let you know. But if I'm being 100% honest, despite who the brander is and what the brander stands for, I do have one thing up on him. I'm a good talker. I know how to hold a conversation. I know how to convince people. I can be very persuasive whenever the conversation takes me. However, one thing that is bigger in my favor, they work for the kings. They do not follow the kings.
Wait, how does that...
They do
How?
what the kings ask of them by doing the branding, because they take pleasure in doing the branding. But
Why
think
would
of
the
it like a
kings...
mercenary.
Why would the kings trust that? That I don't...
Because they're allowing them to do something that they want to do and that they love to do with no consequences.
I'm scared to ask why it's so enjoyable for them.
That's probably best that you don't know, because I don't even really know. I just know that they like it. Each one of them is different. This one, if what you're telling me is correct, Luke, knows me personally. And if he knows me personally, that means I can have a conversation.
I trust
And
you.
hopefully get the branding a little less problematic.
I trust you. Both of you. Just let me know.
Thank you, Luke.
And remember,
Uh,
you don't have to do this on your own. We're in it together.
I'm not trying to, but please hold me accountable for whenever I do try to. I'm always in the mindset of taking care of myself. I know how to protect myself. I know how to defend myself. I know how to fight for myself. I've never had to fight for others. This is the first group that I've ever had for this long where I didn't kill someone here. Granted, that's how I got here, but that's not how I want to leave.
I got you. Luke's gonna take the sending stone you give him and give it back to you. You two have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna go find the park.
Well, actually, as soon as you leave the bar, go down the alley on the left and then take a right. You'll end up right in the center of the park. It's really nice.
Appreciated. You two have fun. And he walks out.
And we will stick with y'all, and we will jump to Luke after this, because Luke, you're going to the park.
Yes.
What did you
So
want?
what's on your mind?
I thought you wanted to talk.
Yes, about that. What we just talked about. Did you have any questions about it?
I wish I could say I'm happy for you, but considering the circumstances,
That's fair.
I don't know how to feel.
Well, I'm not expecting you to feel good about it.
Is it weird or wrong to say it almost feels I know why you're doing it. I know why we have to do it, but in a way it feels almost like a betrayal, if that makes sense.
It does. I wouldn't. Again, I'm not expecting you to be okay with it. I'm not even actually okay with it. I'm excited, yes, but again, when you work your whole life towards something, a goal, and that goal is right there, 2 days away. Your whole life dedicated to this one achievement. Your family lineage dedicated to this one achievement.
But
The entirety of your childhood, your young adulthood, your adulthood, all the way up to now, all dedicated to this one moment. You can't help but feel some sort of accomplishment.
what about the new family?
I mean, that's the thing. I haven't taken the brand yet. And our new family is still our new family. The lineage that I will have will be stopped by me. The lineage of Felidar will be no more because I will not allow it to continue.
I just don't want something bad to happen.
And I don't want something bad either. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices, as we've all done throughout this entire endeavor, to make sure that the people we care about are taken care of and safe. That's what I'm trying to do. But if I'm being honest, my body is so tired of being carved up, it's getting exhausting. Except for the one that you gave. That one was nice.
I was gonna
liked
say.
that one. That one was really nice whenever that's
I could
a
do
different
another one if you like.
Say that for the RP, Seraphina.
But that aside, when are you going to tell me about Kay?
What about Kay?
What about Kay, indeed?
Oh no. What about Kay?
She's
talking about the
just
whole thing that happened on the ship before we even got together, because
what whole
was
thing
just
on the
as caught
ship?
up. Oh wait, you don't know about that? I thought that's what you were talking about.
Well, now you're
Wait,
going to
what are
tell
you
me
talking about?
what happened on the ship,
Wait,
Fran.
hang on. What were you talking about?
She's gonna. You see her Sigmatic coming back up again, and it's like, what happened on the ship, Fran?
Or you and I got together Kay helped us out to get the ship, okay? And caught me off guard and kissed me. breathe. In and out. Ooh, breathe. Oh God.
Did what? Why didn't you tell me that, Fran? Because Welkin told me that he liked you for a long time.
See, I didn't know that part until the ship. I didn't know any of that until the ship. Any of it. Zero. No hint whatsoever. It's like talking to a brick wall whenever you talk to Kay. This is not making things better, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay. It was a long time ago. I mean...
A long time? More happened!
What? No. Nothing more happened. It was just that kiss. That's it. I mean, that's it. Like, I don't know what more you want me to tell you.
She, you can see her just trying to calm herself down, and the stigmata goes away. Okay. Besides the point, yeah, so...
Not the old English. Well, I'm not muted.
Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so Welkin did say there was a letter for you at the temple. I think it's from Kay.
Oh. I just saw them. They should be in their room.
Is that what he told you?
I literally left, and like 2 minutes after, while I was talking to Luke, you walked in, so there's no... And Fran's gonna get up and run out of his room and straight over to where Kay was staying.
You find that the room
on the door.
You knock on the door, there's no response.
He kicks the door open.
You kick the door open and you find that the room is just as it was left, with like little to nothing in there. Again, Kay doesn't travel with a lot. You see that their armor and weapons are gone, but there's nothing left. It's all empty.
Fran?
We need to get that letter. Now.
Let's go.
We're gonna head over to Hermes's
temple.
All right. So as you head over to Hermes' temple, we're gonna jump to Luke real quick.
Okay.
It's a
Luke, you follow the exact path that Fran gave you, and you find yourself in this beautiful park. Just like a few acres of green and trees. And you can see kids and Warforge just kind of roaming around. There's a few parents who are like looking around the Warforge because some of them just look like animals scurrying around at odd shapes. Like there's a octopi that's kind of just going across. There is a group of kids who are running around and they are playing, like very obviously playing like guards and robbers. A few parents are chatting with one Warforged that they have like gotten to know. That Warforged is holding a smaller, like baby-esque Warforged on its hip. And you see a path that leads into the forest, a wonderfully like simple dirt path that has stones on the side that leads into the forest. You see another path that leads to like a play area
and you see a small lake as well. What do you choose to do? Where do you choose to go?
And Welkin's right. This place is beautiful. He's gonna find a nice spot near the lake.
You walk towards the lake, and you do find a nice spot. There's actually a large stone that's setting like on the precipice of the lake that you can actually sit on. There's also another spot that is a bench, and then yet another spot that is just kind of a flat grass area.
He's gonna go to the flat grass area.
As you go to sit down, you find yourself in a very calming place. It is very nice, and you can hear the sounds of people all around you, but it's open enough that doesn't feel claustrophobic. Um, as you sit there, what do you think about? What are you contemplating?
He's gonna put his sword in front of him, and he's gonna take out the gem that Ellie and Schaefer left for him back in the Underdark in the building.
hmm
He's gonna hold it up to the sky and just inspect it. Just
what color did I say it was? It was
I don't remember.
we're gonna say it's blue, like a light
Blue.
sky blue. As you hold it up to the sky, it almost blends in, and it's got a reflection that is just kind of like clear as day, despite the blue tint.
As he looks up in the sky, looking at the gem, he's gonna try and offer a prayer. He hasn't done this in a long time. He's just gonna start speaking. Like he's speaking out loud. He's not like thinking about it. He's like,
hmm
Ellie, Schaefer. I honestly don't know if you're hearing this, but the next couple of days is gonna be really crazy. I think this is the crossroad of our group where all hell is gonna start breaking loose all at once. And I'm ready. I've trained my entire life to fight a war. And hopefully I can get that chance to, but I don't think the rest of the party is. And I mean I don't blame them. They're just their own individuals just trying to find place in this world and make their own choices and live this life that of their own choosing. I'm not gonna. It's not like I'm asking you for guys for anything for myself. This is more of something for them. I'm gonna try my hardest, my body and my soul, to protect this group and let them have that life that they choose. But I'm just a man. If I find my end in this world, I just humbly ask you watch over them. I want them to win. I want them to be victorious at the end of this. And everything I do moving forward now is all going to be in your names. I think that's how it works for gods. And I'm really thankful you gave me this opportunity and this gift that I haven't really had a chance to try out. So thank you. And he's going to put his gem in his blade.
You put it into the blade, and as you do, it almost perfectly fits into the socket. Um, as it fits into that socket, you can hear kind of the wind around you pick up, and it begins to kind of manifest through your blade. Again, your blade is this big hunk of metal that you've been carrying around, and it ever so slightly changes. It goes from a very straight diagonal line to more curved at the tip. And in the reflection of the gem, you see someone standing behind you, just ever so quietly.
Nice. Welcome. You want to stay for a while?
Oh, I do apologize. I'm just enjoying the lake. You were talking to someone, and I didn't quite want to interrupt, so I was just coming and going.
Oh,
I do
please.
want to say that
Sorry about that.
I do, in particular, like what you were saying. But if I might
offer something to you.
Please.
Selfishness is a wonderful trait. I'm very happy that those you care about, you're praying for their wonderful salvation, but might I say that a little bit of selfishness might do some good. And this older gentleman is kind of hunched, and he's dressed in a very nice bowler hat with a cane in the shape of a deer. He has white gloves and is dressed very, very snazzy with a big, full gray beard, years on him as he stands. Might I add that you ask for something of yourself? If you don't, your selfishness may end in your death and deaths of others. It seems like you're getting ready for war.
That was just me rambling on.
Well, might I say that it might be in your best interest to want for something for yourself. Who knows? There might be some big buff woman out there ready to lift you off your legs, or I don't know, a house somewhere that you can rest at.
Oh, if only a dream like that could absolutely come true.
I mean, all you gotta do is like work towards it. My sister, for instance, worked towards a lot of things, and it always had side effects, we'll say. But she worked really hard, and now she's like top dog where she works, and she's got a wonderful husband who's a little unhinged, but nothing too wild. Yeah, but you gotta want it. You gotta want that happy ending, or else you're just gonna keep wandering forever. Even when this journey is done, you'll just keep wandering until you find something you want. From
I'll be
world to
honest.
world, from place to place.
To be honest, I've never really thought about my happy ending.
It's probably why you keep going from world to world, place to place, Luke.
Who are you?
Well, you called my name earlier.
He's gonna like get up, like, oh god, and he's gonna dust himself off.
Oh, please, please, please. I have a few friends who are covered head to toe in soot every day, and they never clean themselves up.
Look, it's just everyone has met, gods and in betweens. This is my first time meeting one of you here, and I don't want to be the one I'm representing. He's gonna kick some grass off his
Please.
pants.
Oh, God. Ugh. She really does know how to pick them. Look, I'm here to look at the lake. A wonderful lake. Maybe I'll walk through the forest. But the fact of the matter is, I was here before, and I heard what you said. And I just want to point out that you have to want something for yourself, Luke, or else you will keep just traveling. That's why you keep traveling. You keep protecting people. But sooner or later, you have to want for yourself some form of happiness, because if you don't, you're going to break. And the person you become when you break, it's not a terrible person, but they are very, very selfish in their own right. They have every right to be selfish because it's you finally wanting something. But before you become that person that will scar yourself and rip your own body asunder, why don't you try to find something worth having here and now? Even if it is just a little hut on the side of a river.
That is something to think about, isn't it?
Please do. Again, selfishness is wonderful. Wish I was a little more of that back in my mortal years. But it is something that will eat away at you.
Then how about I start now? A request.
Oh,
All right, yeah, let's go. And he's like stomps his staff and he sits there. What can I, the great? Oh God, I can't. I don't. No, never mind. I'm not even gonna fucking say it. I hate it. Oh, what can I do for you?
How about keep me company? Just for a little bit. Let's do a walk around the park together.
Okay, all right, I can do that. I stretch these little limbs here and there, and he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna hold out his arm to be held up.
Oh, I will absolutely assist.
Oh, thank you. Something about taking mortal form recently has become very hard to do, very tiresome.
I can only imagine how much energy it takes.
Well, imagine trying to fit everything you are like a cat into a bowl, but the cat is 3 times the bowl's size. And while cats are water, I'm sorry. Been talking to my sister a little too much recently.
Why not make a bigger
Just,
cat?
well, the issue is you need a bigger bowl.
Oh,
You end up, it's simple, really. Imagine trying to take the entirety of a 3-book story and fit it into a single page. It's hard to do. You have to summarize a lot of things. You have to just make them a bit more abstract, but in doing so, you lose a lot. So when you talk to a god in mortal form, you're just talking to kind of a drop of the ocean. It's all very metaphorical, definitely more up my sister's alley. You want to talk magical theory? I'm all here for it. I love magical theory. Oh my goodness.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to disappoint you. I have no knowledge of anything magical.
Oh, well, maybe if you do go to another world, we'll make you a warlock or a sorcerer.
Oh,
But you have a huge tendency to like swords and buffness, might I point out.
I mean, a man likes what he likes, you know?
Yeah, I know. And I'm not for me to, mess with anyone's favorites, but a little spice here and there, maybe a few levels in warlock or who knows, wizard. Could be a wizard.
Could be a wizard.
Could be a wizard in the next life.
How about your sister? Does she fancy strolls around parks like these?
Yes, only because of the people. She likes throwing on shows and confetti.
Yeah, I
I
understand the confetti a little bit.
I will say that she's probably going to be around here with all the new Warforged around. This world's second time seeing these Warforged.
Second time.
Yeah. Another continent has a few Warforged, but they're very different.
How so?
Well, for one, they are far and few between. They tend to be independent of each other. They don't share knowledge. And on top of that, their origins are less and he looks over and you can see like one of the Warforged stop looking at an apple and their chest bursts open and the tendrils go up, grab the apple and pull it down and its chest closes. Less that.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time to get used to. Ugh.
Some of them seem to be very, very in tune with that. But yeah, it's interesting.
And I'm sure your sister will love to entertain them.
Some of them have already kind of found some of her books, if we can call them books. It's going to be interesting. The world is changing. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not so much, but it's changing. But tell me, what is the perfect ending for you, Luke?
Again, I haven't
And
really.
don't you say everyone is happy. I want to know for you.
I really haven't thought of it much, but I don't know. I've always envisioned myself being a father at some point.
All
Adopt
right.
one, create one, maybe teach a couple beginner mercenaries to become adventurers.
Hmm.
Maybe have that happy little hut by the river.
I could definitely see you being a teacher. You're very patient, more so than people deserve at times. Tell you what, you and your friends make it through all this, and I will guarantee that your sword style will live for at least 16 generations.
Is that a long time?
16 generations, it depends on who you're talking about. I was thinking elf years.
Elf years. That's a good number.
That's like 16,000 years, mate.
Damn.
That's fucking old shit. They're gonna remember your sword swiping after they forget who you are. It's just, but that's my blessing. I'll give you.
Thank you. If we make it out of here alive.
Yeah, if you make it out of here alive, you die on me, son. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. You know what? You die. I'm gonna send you to a world where you have nothing to do but be calm. You're gonna have to live on that beach for the next 300 years. That's what you're gonna have to do. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna take a book out of my sister's, or a page out of my sister's book.
He's gonna tap his old hand. Just that's a good incentive.
Yeah, I know you hate peace and tranquility. You live for slicing stuff, and I'm gonna make sure there's not even coconuts. No coconuts.
Okay, that's a better incentive. Can't live without coconuts.
Yep. Maybe I'll stick you on a place where there's some white-haired kid and cute girl you'll have to spend, 6 games trying to find. I don't know. You give off that vibe.
Thank you.
But let's walk. Let's see the world. I heard that there's a mushroom circle around here somewhere.
Yeah, let's walk. Let's not go to that. That one I have a feeling isn't gonna be a fun ride.
Ah, come on. You've been isekai'd before. What's one more?
I don't know what that is, and let's just stick to the lake.
All right, fine. And you're going to go ahead and walk the lake with Schaefer as you take this time to just kind of unwind with him. He rambles on about magic and how it works in this world and how things function. And before you know it, he starts rambling about your sword. And he takes the time to explain that it is a wind elemental ability, that you'll be able to have some fun with it. It's a bit of AoE thanks to his sister, but also it's very technical thanks to him. She just wanted you to be able to blow things up, and he's decided that wasn't going to be how this works because blowing things up is indiscriminate in destruction, Ellie. But he does kind of lean into the idea that essentially once a day you're able to swing your sword and you're able to go ahead and in a cone do wind elemental damage. It'll push everyone in that cone, 20-foot cone, back 5 feet, and it will do an extra d10 of slashing damage.
And how much wind damage?
That is it. It is
Okay.
essentially the wind and slashing are one and the same.
Gotcha.
So it's wind / slashing damage.
Okay.
But if for intensive purposes, the 5 feet is the wind, and then the slashing is the extra damage.
All right, 20-foot cone, 5 feet, pushback. Gotcha.
All right. And you do that. You walk with him for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, as you walk the entirety of the lake. And by the time you get back to the beginning, the sun is beginning to crest over the city and begins to set. And Schaefer looks very tired. Ugh. Mortal legs suck.
Sometimes they do. Would you like for me to carry you back to your home?
No. I think I'll go ahead and depart at this point. I think I'm going to take the opportunity to see things from a sky view for a little bit.
Please rest well. And thank you for today.
No problem. Thank you. And again, be a little more selfish,
More selfish.
please. Just want for yourself at least one thing.
I will try.
And with that, there's a bit of a gust of wind that gets in your face. It causes you to blink, and Schaefer is gone. At this time, you can stay at the lake. You can head back to the ship. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, Luke will head back to the ship if the sun is going down.
All right. There we go. As you begin to head back to the ship, you do see, as you pass by, a play stage with puppets. And there is a very familiar, kind of semi-familiar puppet that almost looks like you, but skinnier. And he's yelling at a black version, like all black version, about how he's really annoyed with him. And the black version just stands there staring into nothingness. And the puppet looks in your direction and then leans to the side. This guy, right? Ugh. If only you could go ahead and speak, then maybe you wouldn't be as much as an asshole. And the kids all laugh and everything, and the shadow puppet just goes. Where the fuck are you going? Where the fuck are you going? I'm not done with you. And the kids all laugh as the play closes. And a small little sign lowers. Wish for yourself, or else you'll become your worst enemy. And the kids all clap.
Luke will clap too.
I don't know how to do outros.
I'm the worst person to ask for an outro. I don't have any of the links or anything.
Alrighty. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Go
You
ahead.
go. You go.
Right, bye-bye.
Thank you everyone for watching. This has been As Above, So Below. We do our campaigns every other Sunday. Please check us out. Our links are going to be at the bottom. And if you like what you see, you better like, comment, subscribe to see more. We also have another campaign called The Last Night In, happening Fridays every other week in between our As Above, So Below campaigns. Check us out there. That one's really fun. And then again, our links are all down at the bottom in the description. And I hope you all have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.